There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Calling for people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise of them. The work of my life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I get you. And you love me, more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Calling for people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving the real and the premise my best. To work with my life with African. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Cancun, Bombay, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Bacalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best around the world, and Sktv, we are the best right here in Africa. So, folks, let me see. We still doing some adjustment. Yes, we are setting up. So, yes, good evening. Good evening. What's the time like? Good evening. Where going, folks? Let me check me on the mark and let me see some of the things happening. Technically, let me be able to do some adjustment. But again, good evening and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Sktv show. Today is the 9th of October, the 9th day in the 10th month, and the year remains the same, 2025. You know, we can say 10, 9, 2, 225, right? Or 225. That is 2025. So good to go, people. What you want to say? The pleasant good evening. Let me see. I just want to play some video while we do the sharing of the show. Let's share the show. Those of you who just joining, maybe you joining us. Yes, you're joining us. You want to say the pleasant good evening, and let's share the show. Yes, today is Thursday. As usual, the team will be here, so the show will be hot. You know, the spark plug on the car that make the car to move with one of the engines. You know, making the engine hot. That's what we're going to do here today. We'll make the show hot so that you all and you too, you also join us too to make the show hot. No, it's good because if we don't discuss these things, if we don't hold our leadership accountable, if we don't talk about the ills in society, you know, all of us we all running away from our country. I don't know whether you're noticing that. When you maybe bring plane or ship or any kind of trucks or what you may call it, train and so forth. And if you ask Liberians that want to go out of their country, you will see a very long line or queue that people will stand in to go out. Because why? They feel that their country is not progressing, nothing happening, nothing changing, nothing daybreak. You wake up the same thing, You know, that's why Mr. Zanabi Komi said, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Completely nothing has changed. Everything's still the same. We stay moving the same way. And yeah, you know, we still the same. Oh. So we will play you some video, but yes, let me some part of the video I want to play. I will do the sharing of the show here this evening, but nothing has changed because the same system is still the same. The reason why some of you voted, I guess some of you voted for so many reasons, and we'll be asking you in a year, in a month, or maybe time to come. Indeed, we'll be asking you some of the reasons that you voted, and what are you getting? Some of the actually, may call it. What are you getting? Some of the outcome. You know, we'll ask you, but not today now. I'm just saying that. Yeah. So I guess some of us, there are reasons for which we support so many politicians. And you will tell us one of these days the reason why, because you know, during the campaign time, the politician will come to convince you about what are they happening, how they will transform your life, how they will do this, how they will do that. But again, let me say congratulations to the Liberia Lone Star. You know, yeah, you know, sometimes the Lone Star can make us happy sometimes. Yeah, so Lone Star of Liberia, I don't want to say beat, but I don't want to say whip Namibia 3-1. Yes, indeed, they whip. Yeah, Namibia 3. Look, every time you see when people, when you hear about countries coming here to play Liberia, let me tell you something today. Before any coach or any country come or to play your country or to play, the first thing they can do is research to find out that country as to whether that country is a football country or that country have a lot of professional footballers and so forth. Then they will find out to know how to play you, to know how to pair you, to know how to go, you know, what kind of formation to use. So Lone Star or Liberia is a team that people really have for me be frank. And because of the name of George Weah, Team Diva, you know, and great players, you know. We used to have Vama Boto, George Giblo, and most of the guys. You know, so whenever people hear about Lone Star, that fear always in them. But for the past years, I think Lone Star dropped all of the fear now for the people. That's why, you know, every time when they're a game, people are always saying they were, you know, Lone Star going to play again. And waiting you get for another date. They were trophy. Because Lone Star make yourself to believe that no need for people to be afraid, you know, of Lone Star. Let people do anything they can do. Let people come anytime they want. Let them beat us anytime. But again, we say congratulations to Lone Star. You know, we understand that you also suffer from issue of support. Yeah, I know Lone Star, you suffer from issue of support a lot because, you know, they are priority and the people say they are priority. So maybe you are not priority for now until the politicians, until the, what you may call the policy makers, those policy makers, until they can wake up, and think that yes, we have to invest in sports. We have to pay attention because everybody will not be politician. People will go to school, but they have talent. You know, that's one thing that people don't understand in this life. Steve Boulder, for example, the social chairman, they may have a talent. They may have a little football talent. People used to play, people are still playing. But today, this is not happening because people don't want to support people's talent, your gift that in you. And everybody have their own gift. Some of you politicians who can talk plenty, that your own gift. But now we good evening and congratulations. Ali today will now go to where we usually used to go. They were, but Ali today we eat the 3 points with 3 goals. That's good. Yeah, Chairman, good evening and welcome. I know that red you have on, or what kind of clothes you have on, but anyway.
Well, good evening, folks. Get a share the show, please. You'll help us. Let's share the show. Today we have a lot of conversation. We have a lot of things to talk about from a political standpoint. From a humanistic and social standpoint, we have a lot to cover today. Let's share the show. It feels good to be back. Melbourne, it's good to see you. Yeah, today I'm wearing red. I heard Liberia won. Good for them. I just want to be clear. Good for Liberia. And I hope they continue on a winning streak. But hope it's not a strategy. So they have to do something to maintain that winning streak. They have to do something. And something is they have to invest. But let's share the show, folks. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. As always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Monk is joining us as we speak. Monk, let's turn the conversation to you. How are you? I just showed up as you did. So how are you?
No, not much. I'm doing great. Today's Thursday, the 9th of October. Less than 2 months to go to the end of the year, and we'll be in 2026. But then we have been halfway into the rescue government administration into year number 3, which is exactly the halfway mark. Year number 3. We don't in the presidency when in the term limit, you don't look at a date, you look at a year. So even though inauguration happens early January, but once you are in that calendar year, that's when it starts. So you count it as a year. And then when we get into the following year, then it's into the 4th year until the next election cycle. So we are almost midway through the journey of the rescue mission and into year number 3. So it's good to be here. Thanks to the listening audience. Share the show. Let's keep the conversation going. A lot to be discussed today.
Yes, a lot, and a lot to be discussed today. Plenty of things happening. What we can say, like, but folks, yeah, let's share the show now. You don't be afraid to share the show. Folks, yeah, let's share the show. You don't be afraid. We thought a social issue. We thought a political issue. We got a lot to cover. Plenty of things to talk about. I'm gonna be speaking of people putting a lot to cover and all the things. My man Emmanuel Bro, spell my name cool. My name I spell Boley. Bolay. That's the difference there. You gotta put it in there correct so that someone face our country. We want it to be fair. Let's start with position. But for let's share the show. I see Melbourne, you smiling today, you looking too happy. What's going on? I don't know. In the rescue country.
Well, not that too okay because the death news of that individual that you've been seeing on the social media having to be one of my bigger brother who I grew up with. So, but sometimes we all have our own lives. Like sometimes we try being the same, but when you come to the people, my brother, no matter what, you just have to put everything behind you and stay focused and be able to do the people work. Because the what you up or in fact what you choose to do, the Morgan always say. So what we have to be about. Actually, I'm not very happy today because when I heard that news, I was a bit surprised until when I saw his photo trending, or in fact a photo on the social media. I was like, wow, how this happen? Wanted to find out that he was not well, and I think one of his sister called for if I went to him so that she can take him to the hospital, and because he decided to pull out that kind of more violent, some people when they are sick, sometimes they're not like for people to bother them. So apart from that, she decided for people to help her according to some of the eyewitnesses that were there. So one of the brother there said that she contacted them that they should go in a room and call him out so that he can go to the hospital or clinic. She brought a car and he said no, he don't want to be bothered. People should leave him according to him though. And after that, she said no, she instead got to take him to the hospital. And they called another team of people. When the people came to carry him to the hospital, he said no, he don't want to go to the hospital. He picked up nerve. He was here, all this thing happening according to the eyewitness. He was staying in a room with a knife. So they said, okay, but then I think they will have to call police. So according to the eyewitness, how they went, they called the police. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened between him and the police. I don't know how the confrontation started, what led to the shooting, what led to the stabbing of a police officer, all of this thing and there, brother. So when I heard that news, I was like, wow, how did this happen? But again, that's a life. That's a society. We don't know exactly what happened there, but according to the eyewitness, he was not well, he been sick, and he needed to go to the hospital. But people are saying that sometimes when the malaria is high in you, sometimes it leads you to another thing. But you are, thank God you're here. I think You will also tell us about some of these things, how people maybe logically maybe react when they are not okay mentally, when they are mentally ill and so forth. And you who are okay, how to react to these people. I thank God. I think maybe today our people will learn something. Maybe for some of these things when things happen. So yes, I thank God for life, but I'm not too okay.
Thank you so much. Melbourne, my sympathy to you, my sympathy to the family. You know, it's a hard thing when someone dies from something that is preventable. You know, some of these things, they're preventable, they're curable. There are things that we don't need people to die for or from, especially when it can be prevented. But folks, let's share the show. The monk said, like I said, we have a lot to talk about today. And I can guarantee you the show will be hot. You know the chairman here already. The chairman, I ain't checking. We'll discuss everything. We're not leaving anything on the table. We'll even discuss the story then what when man and woman now see each other naked. We not got plenty to say about it. The story of Joe, we are in Tangi Banto. We'll discuss it too. They see each other naked. We're not worried about that one. We'll discuss what's going on. I beg you. We don't want to lead a conversation. We're not leaving it. Before let's share the show. Melbourne today. Melbourne not easy today. We got to do something to put some smile on Melbourne face. Melbourne not easy today.
What happened to Melbourne? He's not easy today. Why he's not energetic today? I don't see that.
Yeah, Melbourne. So Melbourne.
What's happening in Melbourne?
What thing on your mind socially? Let's get to the social parkway. I know last time I heard you calling my name.
They still want to put me eat. Well, anyway, no problem. I will be mad because the show got to go on. So yeah, so socially there are so many things been happening. You've been away for a few days, and Morgan and myself we've been discussing one pastor by the name of Jenkins Johnson, more ginger. I don't know, Prosperity or Church, GSA Road there, last day. In fact, he was taken to court for kidnapping and impregnating one of his members' wife. So, and the member's wife have finally given birth to baby girl, and the pastor, as we speak now, is in jail. He has been in jail for kidnapping and impregnating someone else's wife. So that one social news. Then the other later one, the one that
let's go back to something now. Let's not rush now. Take it one now. Okay. You say the pastor kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the charges that were placed on him because there were 14 years old. In fact, sorry, the lady she was not alone. She went with her 14 years old son. The man, the husband's son, or let's say her son. So she went with the boy at the church for delivering, or as you may call, maybe for spiritual cleansing or something like that, and that happened. So he was charged for kidnapping. He was also charged for impregnating another man's wife.
Okay, let's stop now. So let's get to the kidnapping part. This is the second time I've heard the word kidnap in Liberia in most recent times, by one by the authority and one by a person's wife. Is alleged. It's not even alleged. Recordings are there. Former Senator Prince Johnson's wife alleged that she was kidnapped. So interestingly, we're hearing the word kidnapping. The part I don't understand with the police is there a charge for impregnating another man's wife? Is that a crime too? Is that a crime for impregnating another? Is that a crime? Mark, maybe you can help me with that. I don't know.
I don't think there are any statute or particular law that will address the issue of impregnating someone else's wife. Okay. I know about kidnapping, maybe kidnapping would be admissible in the code of law, but if a woman made herself vulnerable and she got impregnated by another man, I don't think there are laws or any regulation that says that somebody committed a crime by impregnating someone else's wife. Maybe there are laws, but I'm not aware of it, not to my knowledge.
Thank you so much, folks. Thank you, Mark. Maybe let me say this. I know the Liberian people listening. Let me say this. I know some of you will take it another way or whatever it is, but please, I want for you to take it how you want to take it, because it doesn't matter to me. I live in reality, in the real world. I stand with the pastor. If he impregnated the woman, I stand with him. Let me say, I stand with the pastor. If he pregnant that woman, I stand with him. The player I don't stand with him is a kidnapping part. No, I don't stand with him. There is no crime for two grown adults to decide to want to be together, whether they're pastor or whatever it is. So the woman knows you're married. The woman knows you're married, and her husband will tell her back with the pregnancy, different man pregnant when she married. The husband will tell her back. If that husband tell her about the husband is a mumu husband, I say he's a joke, he's a junk. But I stand with the pastor. I've told you on the show over and over, and I will say it again: anything you get somebody want, anything you want somebody get it. Lead that story. The issue of man being with woman, that issue that we can solve, we can change. So if the pastor came on some kind of level, we told you most of your pastors in our country that those can they own a hustler. They're lazy people that don't want to work, they don't want to do anything serious. So guess what? They pass around and use manipulative tactic and strategic tactic to get you to conform with their ideologies or whatever they position you. That's it. So that's why you're getting very man. Oh, the pastor went that the first time pastor not pregnant. So David, who pregnant you, right? Your wife in the Bible, and you can still be calling David the man who's upon God. You're hypocrite and that the first millionaire yet. I stand with the pastor, man. If you can call David and me, who pregnant you, right? Your wife.
But man, the little was sent there. The little was sent there for different purpose, and the purpose was to cleanse her. But
a part of the cleansing. A part of the cleansing. What are you talking about? Cleansing, not cleansing, my brother. No, but cleansing, not cleansing. No, you see, mobile and the apartment there. You groom man, tell your woman, you gotta be out of your mind to send to another man to go cleanse her. You ready? I stand with a pastor. Mom, I don't know what you say, but I stand with a man of God.
Well, I don't like the comparison that you made, because in the case of David, the position of power put him in the position wherein he could attract women. You know, women, they have polygamous in nature, and being a king with unlimited resources and the ruler at the time, it was easier for him to sleep with Uriah's wife. Yeah. In the case of a pastor, it's a whole different thing.
He's in a position of power too. Mom, let me hold you there. Let me hold you there.
No. Let me land. He's a man. He's a shepherd that's supposed to be looking over his flock as a pastor. But in the same Bible, it won't. The woman is the problem. I don't think it's a pastor, because the Bible, 1 John 1:4, it says you must test the spirit whether they are of God. And matter of fact, there are many false prophets out there. So if a woman were engaged into some lost affair with a pastor, I'm not going to blame the pastor. It tells you a lot about the woman, because there are certain vulnerabilities that the pastor was seeing that woman before even attempting to sleep with her. So it means that something that she consented to, it was consensual sex, and was done on multiple occasions, because pregnancy, I believe most of the time, it won't happen from a one-night stand. So it was a continuous process. She's a foolish woman. She was very vulnerable, and a man who claiming to be a pastor took advantage of her. So I'm not blaming the pastor in this case, even though morally we can keep it in check, but the woman will take the vast majority of the blame.
No, I'm not keeping in check morally, more than the blame. You not agree. I'm not keeping in check morally. I stand with the men of God 100%. In fact, those of you who got your women there, who think they need spiritual cleansing, you're sending to your pastor. I'm advice for you. Saying your brain cells are not working. You're sending to you ain't ready yet. You ain't ready in that country. Tell your woman and send her to pastor. Tell the Catholic and give it a good, and say the good man low away, or tell the banana and give it a monkey, say the monkey man keep it low away. You ain't ready yet. You really see about you. You see her? You see her? So I stand with the men of God, Melbourne. I don't think there's
So
the authority or the police can investigate if he's found guilty or whatever it is, they can hold him accountable. But for the issue of the pregnancy, business, or whatever it is, I stand with the men of God 150 times.
Well,
I respect the men of God even more for impregnating her. I hope she born twin or triplets.
But she already gave birth, and she born a bouncing baby girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, another church member, another member now out of in the church.
Yeah.
Then the one thing about this, the modern day charismatic movement that I have a serious problem with, even though I'm a devoted Christian, people just flip the entire Bible upside down. Their whole idea of spirituality is totally different. These modern days new movement, because I know even the Bible one that you should study to show yourself approved, that you should read your Bible. The Bible is written in English. The Bible, you don't need an interpretation. In some instances, you need an interpretation because a man of God that is preaching, he's going to interpret the way how he see fit, but it's written in English as well. So the problem of modern day women is respecting their pastor more than their husband. And I don't know in the Bible where God told him that. Your pastor is a shepherd. He's the one controlling the ministry. You supposed to put your husband first. But into this, they call pastor daddy, and they don't even have regard for their own husband. So if you are in a position wherein you give your pastor more respect and honor than your husband, the one who's legally married to you, then more than likely the pastor will start sleeping with you on a regular basis. Because that's just how it's human nature. For you, everything is your pastor. When last he started cleansing, how many people in the church that you can claim that he was able to cleanse? Doesn't even have that spirit or that particular gift. Because I know when it comes to ministry, people got different gifts. Some people got a gift of interpretation. Some people got a gift of discernment. Some people got a gift, or how they call it, things like counseling. They are just born with that gift. When last you saw your pastor cleansing anyone that you're talking about, you're going for some cleansing? If that is given in the first place. So the problem, like I said, women are more vulnerable because us men, we don't stand for this nonsense. We go to a church, we see red flag, we'll be able to identify. But women, like I said, this whole thing about emotion guarding their action, that's what makes them vulnerable to these fake pastors out there. So it will keep happening. It's not going to end anytime soon.
In fact, Melbourne, it's a sign also, because we're going to get to the next conversation. We'll talk about President Weah and Tanchi Banto quickly from a social standpoint. We're not skipping that. We'll talk about it. It's a sign also that, maybe some of the married women, maybe she need that cleansing too. Maybe she need that help. And you know what's even embarrassing as a man? I'm not sure if her husband knew about this or husband gave into it or consented to it. But the men need to wake up. When you find your wife staying over to the church too much, doing all kind of funny things, doing the extra cooking for the pastor, doing that one. My brother, she experiencing cleansing. I'm telling you now. And she experiencing cleansing. You're supposed to take my money, go in my heart. Even if your pastor was single and caring for another man, in my heart, he's a go fool. Take care for another man. You mad? They not born you good. You mad? You go to your man, your power. Crazy. He's opening that crazy in front of me. Unless I know about it, but if I'm me providing the full money, or you living under the same roof, you're not there bringing that foolishness, that crazy thing where you got going on. You might carry that craziness to your pastor hall. Go cook in your pastor hall. Let him provide. Go there to your hall. You go cook. And in fact, if I'm me with that man, you know what I would do? I will call the community, call the church, or whatever, and turn that woman over officially to the pastor. I will post more thing on top of it. I don't want to organize the ceremony of bacola, chicken, and everything. Call ceremony, invite the pastor, invite people in the community to come eat, and turn that woman over to him officially, that woman. So we bring that food in there, right? But I don't blame the woman, I blame the man. Our husband who sat in there and saw all that thing passing around, talking about cleansing. The monk said, how many people in that cleansing in your life? You get any proof that you're not cleansing somebody? Passing around, except pastor, most of them don't.
The thing about it, Chairman, the pastor and monk just stated, they just choose to read in the scripture that thing, or maybe they think, that suit them. Because even the cleansing and the spiritual gifts and so forth, and more talk about, if you go to Timothy talk about these things. It's good. You can desire. No, the Bible makes it clear that anybody can be pastor, anybody can be evangelist, and so forth, if you desire. But there are things that have been listed there that you got to stay away from. And
maybe I don't talk religious talk, man, because when I talk religious talk, the religious people get very me. Lead that thing, a scam, my brother. That's so scam. Let me tell you today.
Yes,
about that story. I don't talk religious.
Oh, wait, I mean, the kid that made just bro, when you read the Bible in the book of Luke, right, chapter 9, I think 9 verse 10. Even the disciples that were with Christ, they went to carry on delivering and they couldn't cast out the demon. When they went to Christ, they said, why is it that this particular demon? Said, because you haven't reached to the level to cast out the demon. Because even in the spiritual realm, there are hierarchies. Just because like most of you just go to church for the sake of going to church, you don't even pay attention to the man of God. Like I said, you don't even assess his gift or his calling. All you think he's a pastor. The people that were with Christ, disciples, if they couldn't cast out certain demons, what make you think that some man without hearing the gift is able to cast out demons? But my man, I don't want to go into.
So
let me say this. In Liberia, you won't catch people. If you want really enjoy for you in Liberia, whatever you won't get, you won't get woman, you won't get money, you won't get fame, and you let's say you're a man. Just say God call you. And go to someone that medicine man, put your hands something and kind of see one or two provisions you people in the town. They'll pay your rent, they will pay a bill, they will take care of you, they will start defending you and protecting you. Free your child at the level there. That means you're going to say,
that's good. So that move up because we don't have time. But I think the second one have to do with the latest news from Nimba that a man in Nimba allegedly have some social interactions with his friend wife, and since then his private part continued to how they call stay the same. Since then the man think he can sleep, he stay active. So people are wondering if uh, his family took him to medicine bush to find solution. No way. They called a man who wife he slept with. The man said we don't have no idea. So the town chief and the traditional elders, they are still negotiating. They want to find out. In fact, they are still backing the man who wife is slept with as to what going on so that they can find solution. So what say you, Monk and that or Steve, with this kind of traditional thing? Now, way back we used to hear this thing that when you sleep with somebody, woman, sometimes you will hitch, or sometimes that thing, that kind of funny thing. But in the kind of modern day, to hear this kind of thing, I'm very confused.
Let the social chairman go for it. Let him lead the way. I will follow up.
Let me say this. Let me say this: the problem with that whole story is a sticky story. My only advice for it: if somebody decide to carry you to medicine man, you yourself go to medicine man too. So what the other guy waiting for? You can go to medicine man. If you know that they carry you to medicine man, why we got to make that one case? Why we got to make that one something that they got to call the champion and the other one? Why? Go to another medicine man too. It is what it is. If somebody carry you to medicine man, go to medicine man too. Simple. No, for me, I like simple issues. I like simple.
But if I go to medicine man and the medicine still the same.
Yeah, but then I mean that medicine man are powerful. We need to change and go to bigger medicine man. Maybe you local medicine man or other medicine man still hustling, you just starting. Or that's someone apprentice or he's still learning on the job. Go to a bigger medicine man. Simple. Why I gotta consider and give myself time people. So I will keep it moving. Let the man go to another medicine man. And I will say it to you today. The issue of older women, marry woman, sleep with a man, marry man, sleep with a woman. That thing is not common thing. And I'm not thing I worry about. It's not important. It's not a big that you can make it big, it's not big. That the thing is what happening. Some of you don't even know about it, but it's happening daily and it will continue to happen and nothing will change about it. We told you the statistics here that women are plenty more than men, so the thing will happen. And some women into the letter hustle too. What are you talking? That's something bad. I support anybody who chooses to live that kind of life. I support you, that your business, as long as it make you feel happy. What can concern me? I don't look, I don't pass judgment on anybody that chooses to do what they want. That's my business. I'm not worried about that. The person who guide you, who you are with, let them make a decision. Simple. That I mean, I look at it. Monk, it's up to you. You say I can't worry that somebody get me to medicine. Is okay with medicine? I say that. I know medicine man road too. We'll go to medicine there too. And if I go to someone at medicine man, I ain't do the job. I will go to big up medicine man and that too. What are you talking? I need that story, man.
Well, for me, I got a whole different approach. Going to another medicine man, that's one option, but I believe it's also a blessing in disguise for him because if he can just learn how to do proper packaging of his.
And you see why we select them more as the social assistant chairman. You see why we select them more? More do
second of all, you won't have to worry about erectile dysfunction for the rest of his life. You won't need to take Viagra or take a rock or whatsoever or any enhancement because his stuff is standing naturally. So, and erectile dysfunction go with age. The older you become, the weaker your genital becomes. So when it comes to erection, it's a very serious issue with men. So if you are guaranteed to never facing erectile dysfunction for the rest of your life, that's a blessing in disguise. So the option is up to him. He could choose either one.
No, but Mark, it may be painful, though, Mark, to just women now, Mark. To just see yourself in that phone, man, Mark, for years.
But so I don't think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see social women. I see after Marvin speaking, I see social women putting happy face. What do you know?
Women it's so interesting, Steve. Since August, the men things stay the same.
So the men are people in the time.
Like I said, he only need to learn how to do packaging because for the erection is guaranteed. So I don't think he's in pain. It's just that he will keep standing for the rest of his life, and that's a blessing in disguise for him. Like I said, if he can practice proper packaging, then he has solved one of the biggest mysteries on the planet, which is erectile.
I think I drop my chairman. Mom, the other thing is painful. I will go to the other people that you go. Look, nothing to be holding and putting, but chairman, you see their life. There are a lot of giants, especially when it comes to the issue of the small medicine issue and so forth. So if you don't lock it, the men that put that thing on a man, I think he got to go back to that man so that they can take it from him. Because that man will suffer. So that I think that even the traditional people who came here there one time, they're not able to take it. Look, I give up my chairman. But go ahead, bro.
Well, the next
Why would traditional people even be going up and down on the kind of thing that they know that if that can
solve? See why they're wasting resources and time. This is the issue. Why should we waste resources and time? So I mean, let's get to the next. I see all the women that have to send more spoke more. You didn't know the deal.
I told you, man, erectile dysfunction is a major problem. They got a lot of people that in marriages today. They can get a little bottle wake up. So women will, if that man will keep on standing, then he will be a superstar. Like I said, I don't know his age at the current moment, but then it's a guarantee for him that he solved one of the biggest problems in the world. So for him, I don't think he need to worry, except it's painful. And like I said, he has the option of visiting.
No, everybody not endorse people and say chairman for social affairs. Everybody just endorse you. No.
For me, I'm looking at a pin. Actually, what more is saying because most of our women today.
They will leave a friend here with pin.
Yeah, they pin the men are quality incomplete. Why you crying? Yeah.
What pin you talking about?
Huh?
What kind of pin you talking about? Don't bring noise in the time, man. It's a pin. The women they happy, they say pin. You know, happy woman, happy life. You know that. You didn't get that saying before. You're not ready.
No. I'm talking about the men, Steve.
In that story, we're not importing, my man. They say we're not importing. Be that thing.
So men they solve the issue, then the men that remain at that.
You want the women to go against you and you put yourself together. Yeah. Anyway, folks, let's get quickly to the next conversation here with President Weah and his ex-girlfriend. I don't know if that ex or they're still messing around. I don't know. I don't have the facts, so I can speak on it. But President Weah and somebody that he was involved with, at least we'll keep it in context for today. Mom, what say you? I've been listening to Tanji or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot been happening over the past couple of days. She was on live. I think I charmed me with one of her. I mean, I watched one of the videos, and even though it's a boyfriend and girlfriend affair, I don't like to get into people pressing that thing. But the reason being, it carries some national security implication because she talked about trend. She laid certain individual names that became very, very sensitive. So when you look at her argument, because the sedition they are saying that she's mad that the president is not giving her attention, and her argument is, I benefited from this president more than 95% of you guys. You still live in poverty. You don't have your life going. I got business. I got a company. I ship overseas. I'm positioned financially. I'm doing great. But this man who you claim to worship, he could care less about you. And how can you be the one attacking me? So that was the argument. But then yesterday, something changed because that was an argument that she been in a relationship with this man for decades. I think she said dating back to 2004. That was when he was not even thinking about the presidency, or maybe just around the time his political career may have started. So that's one thing. But when she started calling like the leg of Ada Lauren and about sedition, her in when people disagree with them, they resort to violence, like throwing Molotov cocktail, whether it's a petrol bomb. She talked about the late Geraldine Toast Sheriff. She talked about even the Eugene Nangwe when he decided to transition over to Unity Party. She talked about the death of Ada Lauren. So that's why I was mostly concerned about not the boyfriend and girlfriend part, because she was saying that her life was at risk because they throw the Molotov cocktail or whatsoever, a petrol bomb. The only reason that her house was spared because it was raining, and apparently the wind may have quenched the fire. But that's why, and they threw rock into her compound in an attempt to damage her car. So that was the scary part, and I hope the authorities in Labrador can consider that. Matter of fact, she said she's not even stopping there. She will go to embassies and some international stakeholder and tell them that her life is being at stake because there is a part in here. They have a history of doing it. But unfortunately, most of the women in the CDC now, they're calling her storming Daniel, how she frustrated, how the president have no interest in her. But my thing here is, even if she's frustrated, but look at the message she's putting out there, because for you guys, you only want to limit to the politics. It's bigger than boyfriend and girlfriend. Like I said, it carries national security implications. And matter of fact, there is a pattern within CDC about doing this. So she may have a talking point, whether you can say that she missing the president, that boyfriend and girlfriend talk. No, but when it comes to her life and her safety, then it carries some political and national security implications as well. So that's how I saw it. It's not just about their personal relationship.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Milburn, Mark, I think you struck an important point about the national security issue. I want to address it from a holistic standpoint. The first thing I want to say is, and this is general, it's not restricted to her or to President Weah. It's not restricted to Tenji or President Weah. I think we need all of us, and some of them might not be directly involved with this part, but all of us, especially as Liberians, grown people, we need to be able to separate when we have a relationship with people. After the relationship, we need to be mature enough to stop the plenty talking about them, whether you're a man or you're a woman. We need to stop that. I see that on social media a lot. People come, they bash their baby mom, they bash their boyfriend. I hear women saying, oh, the person with too many men, the other woman say the other man, go into detail. But just coming to her specific case. First of all, every one of you know, for the record, that I'm not a President Weah's supporter in terms of politics. But I think from a social standpoint, Tenji needed to chill and stop talking about President Weah or start making fun of him in almost most of her video, even talking about Cloud Weah and so forth. I've seen a lot of clips here and there about her where she talks about them. She's project this Jamaican image to talk about Cloud Weah and so forth. Let me tell you something. When you have been with somebody, when you have been emotionally involved with somebody, that the most vulnerable time of your life, whether you're man or you woman, and you need to show them respect after that. I'm being very honest. I think she started this whole thing with, it was wrong for provoking this situation with President George Weah, mentioning his name, sometimes bringing Cloud Weah in there and so forth. One of the most recent videos, and I saw people laughing and joking with, it's not a joking matter. This is not a stranger. If she were never involved with him romantically, that's a total different thing. You can't be, you can't, look, let me say this. You can't come from being involved with somebody and you start to taunt them, make fun out of the person they're involved with, whatever it is. The question is even bigger. The person that Tenji is involved with now, what do they tell her? What do they tell her? Because she's a grown woman. I can never be involved with somebody like that. And you're passing around the person you've been with, whether you're male or you're woman, you're on social media, taunting and just talking, making everything out of joke, making fun out of them, whatever it is. It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful. Let me be honest. It's disrespectful. Whether that woman doing it or that man doing it is disrespectful. It should not be tolerated. It should not be accepted. It's okay for you guys to go their separate ways and show mutual respect, even if you don't maintain communication, but at least that part of your life will be respectful of each other. So I asked the question, the person she's involved with, what do they tell her? Stop. If she's involved with a man, that man need to man up and tell her to stop this foolishness and cut the crap out. Don't be serious. This is not a political. I'm going to get to the national security side I'm going to talk about. But let's talk about the realistic, humanistic, and seriousness of it first of all. Let's establish that. We need to stop this. These are grown people. So I disagree with her on that particular part. I don't think she should have initiated that. She can make a video there on different people or different things. Just come and be taunting and joking and fooling around with people, calling Cloud Weah name and mimicking Jamaican accent and doing all of that. It's disrespectful. It's dishonoring. Whether you like it or not, I don't care, but I will say the truth. It is disrespectful. And we need to tell her to stop that. And we need to tell other women and other men who do that, go and discuss disrespect and dishonor people that they have been with. We need to tell them to stop it as well. They need to stop. It needs to stop. We need to move on from that and grow up. So on that part, I think she's wrong. On the issue of her calling people names, especially the national security part that she raised about Ada Lawrence and so forth, I think maybe she needs to be called in by the national security or the authority to ask a question. What does she know? Because her assertion alone is a problem. Ada Lawrence died, I'm not joking thing. The fact that she called Ada Lawrence and accused seditions or accused people around President Weah in itself, it needs to be brought to discussion. This is a serious thing. Then the question becomes, who else, have seditions gone after that have led to their deaths? Look, these are serious things that we need to be approaching. These are conversations that we need to be having. These are things that we need to sit down and talk about. What does she know that we don't know? She's close to Ada Lawrence's wife. The last I checked, I stand to be corrected. I think she's the chief of staff for, and again, I stand to be corrected, for Senator Yomika Lawrence, the sitting Senate pro tem. So what does she know? What does she know? Maybe she knows something that we don't know. So maybe it needs to come out for us to have this discussion. Maybe it's time for us to open this Pandora box of Liberians and find out what happened to Ada Lawrence. What does she know? What she doesn't know. Let's come to that. Let's come to that and see. So I agree with that part.
Oh, I thought you were coming.
I agree with 100% on that part that we need to focus on and zooming on the assertion that she's made, and even asserting that there's threat on her life and so forth, and blaming seditions and the sending petrol bomb to her house. This is a serious allegation. These are serious things. I don't want to play around with it because that's somebody's life. In as much as I disagree with how she handled the social part of things, but if she feels that her life is at stake and is threatened, then it needs to be looked into. It needs to be looked into. There's some seriousness and validity that needs to be given to these assertions. So we need to do that. But let me say something on a bigger note. You see, sometimes we overlook some things. I'll say this to any woman or any man that will listen to this or that is listening to me. If you are with anybody currently and that person keeps using the name of the ex, keep talking about the person that they were with, keep bringing it all in conversation, hauling and pulling and whatever it is, my brother or my sister walk away from that relationship. I want you to hear today, walk away from that relationship. There is some kind of attachment there. There is some kind of connection. Either that person is hurt, they still want a chance to come back or whatever it is. So I'm not saying this is mutually exclusive to Kenji, but I'm saying on a broader spectrum, pay attention. And no man should sit down and be with a woman. And that woman keep talking about ex in front of you or whatever. It's disrespectful, dishonoring. Drop her, leave her. There are plenty of women in here on earth. Leave her. My brother, trust me, you will not die. In fact, you're a big boy when you do that. Leave her. You'll be a big boy when you do that. The way you know that you'll be a big boy because you go to go get somebody different. And you leave that all the trouble behind, unless somebody can take that trouble and run with that trouble. That's all I want to say. Monk, I don't know what else you want to say.
Yeah,
for me, go ahead, Mabel. I mean, you can chime in on this issue. I've been there already, so you can go ahead.
So I think all in all, I think when you and myself were talking to this, Steve, I told you that I think we talk on a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
You see, sometimes we gotta be real. I think one is politics, right? You cannot keep insulting someone. Like I was telling you, some of these things are not politics. People see this thing like, oh, okay, it's just about maybe let go and confuse these people, or let go and just insult. Then the people that will come after us. Then maybe there will be some sad attractions, or maybe they will lose control. They will not be focused and so forth. CDC will be doing a groundbreaking on the 18th of this month. Why are you looking for distractions? Why are you looking for things? Why are you bringing all kinds of things on them just because you want attention? All of these things that quote unquote she's saying, even attacking my wife and in fact the man family, all these things, I see all these things are just attraction. That she don't want attention, so that people attention maybe can be moved from other things. The men were in power, quote unquote, you did all of these things. Today the man is no more in power. Why you still insulting these people? If you have issue with these people that instead of Steve, take them to court, so that we can know exactly who are those people that behind quote unquote all of the accusations, all of the allegations. Instead of you insulting all of on the social media, people following people. Well, for me, I don't call it content. That today I was telling you, because maybe she want to make money out of her content, so she got to do that so that people can follow, so I can get more followers. Because it's like someone is blessed. So when you insult them, then you'll be blessed. So maybe for me, I think maybe that they're where to get or attention from. Maybe that they're where to get or blessing from. So that's why, yeah. So
for
me, I talk it from a different perspective. My own way of doing things is different. Everybody got their own views. I've been seeing her videos on Facebook. Most of the time, they are mostly satirical. They are mostly about jokes, about fun, about how the president can say, oh, Joe, we are doing and mimicking the Jamaican accent. I know. The reason I got drawn to it yesterday because I have never reached this level for all the videos she has been making. So whether it's about immaturity, whether you say she hurt because of their relationship, I could care less about that. Whether they've been dating for the past 20 years, I could care less. My only thing was some of the names that she called, like I mentioned earlier, and the national security implication. Let's just make an example and say, okay, maybe she was being disrespectful to the president. Maybe she picked on sedition. So are you justifying why her life should be at risk and why people should go to a private residence to go and throw a Molotov cocktail? Is that what we are saying? All I am saying here is when she is a friend to the pro temp, and she even made claim yesterday that the police or IG is her cousin or something. They got some family connection. When she talked about Geraldine, though, when she talked about the likes of Ada Lauren, then it becomes concerning. And Steve said it right. Maybe there are things that she knows that we don't know. Matter of fact, she even insinuated that when it gets to tipping point, that she got some recording, almost like a dead man switch in the West Coast area that her daughter has in her possession. So it's not about boyfriend and girlfriend, it's beyond that. For you talking about, oh, she dated by the president, oh, you can't keep mugging the president. For me, like I said, you can go on her own video. I'm not here to play quarterback for her. I could care less about their personal relationship. I am just talking about the national security implication and the kind of a threat or the risks that it poses. Because whether somebody being terrified of me, I'm not in a position of authority to go to their private residence and be throwing rocks to destroy their homes or to attempt burning their home. No, that's why the government should step in and ask more questions. I think we need more questions on that and answers too as well. That's my argument here. I could care less about their boyfriend, girlfriend, whether before or after he became president. I could care less.
Well, so Mark, I agree with you. But quickly before Steve coming, let me be most of these things, Mark, these are just maybe political stunts or political attentions, or maybe just to just create any kind of more scene. But look, Mark, if you have evidence of things, the first place to go is to the court. Why are you going to other internet? Why you have to do other internet? So when you go to the internet, then that means you are, in fact, that means maybe you may have gone to the court and the court not giving you attention, maybe they are far play. Then you say, okay, let me go to the internet to gain public sentiment. But Mark, you haven't registered your case. But you just go on the internet and just start.
How often do you respond to an attack on your life for going to court, especially in this particular social media generation? That's what I'm saying. That's why I said there is a national security implication for the government herself to step in to investigate, because that's when the evidences will come in. Because if she's making a wild allegation, then the former president will have a case against her. So how can you be asking for evidence when this woman is making a broader accusation against her? I mean, that people targeting her life. And like I said, how often do you guys go to court before coming on Facebook in this day and age? Isn't that a natural response? You're saying that she's seeking attention, and she came on Facebook and making wild allegations, and you ask me whether if I saw evidence.
So that one we can make our recommendations. We can make our recommendation, but let transition, because at the end of the day, you know, all of us have our position. I'm glad. Good thing is the position we took here today. That's something that we call to discuss, to take a position, take that position, whatever it is. These are realistic positions, and I can't fault Mo for taking the position he's taking. He's looking at it from, like he said from the beginning, from a more national security standpoint, and some of the assumptions that she made. I looked at it from a general perspective and included the social part into it. So, I mean, I'll just leave it as that. But here's the next thing we want to talk about. We want to talk about the politics of the day. That's what we'll get into before we transition to the news bulletin, because Melbourne will take over in the next 6 minutes here. We'll leave 11:59. We'll leave, which is, I think, 7:59 to Melbourne, 6:59. We'll turn it over to Melbourne. Let's talk about the politics of the day real quick. I know you guys have been deliberating on the most recent interview from Mr. Alexander Cummings, the ANC leader. I just want to say something really quick before we get into the nitty-gritty of it. And maybe I was not here. I know you guys maybe have talked about it. Monk has probably given positions. You may well have done the same. But I just want to say something really quick on the government's reaction to it. So, folks, listen to this. I want you to understand that anybody that come to talk on behalf of the government on Facebook, they're doing it either their own way or they're doing it as paid agent or a supporter or whatever it is. Anybody. The people who communicate the official position of the Liberian government anywhere that should be respected nationally and internationally, that the Ministry of Information. That's one of the biggest roles. That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. That's their sole responsibility, to communicate position of the government on issues, communicate progress, and therefore everybody in the country, opposition, government, or whatever it is basically they're working for the Liberian people. They're mouthpiece of the government, but they're working for the Liberian people. Anything you want here from the president office, that the press secretary, that Kula Fofana. If you hear anything from Jeremy Pierre and where he born in, but unfortunately, I just wanted to announce to you officially the day you see Jeremy Pierre, whatever his name is, Jeremy Pierre, and what the other guy named Daniel Sano, Both of them are alcoholic clowns. Jeremy Pia and Daniel Sano are alcoholic clowns. Jeremy Pia, after the United Party left government, he sat in America here. And like I said, the other time I want to challenge him, let him bring a resume where he was working, what kind of job he was doing here. Sat in America here, in Philadelphia, went from party basement to party basement. All the basement party that he was to them, collecting people left Hennessy and the beer, then what they can leave beer. Then he can't drink it and he go and sit down, class real low, and talk foolishness while he drunk. Joseph Boaga saw that and made him that and he carried that same drinking attitude to the ministry. But not only that, Daniel Sanders, who they made the assistant, all the job you are doing, I challenge Daniel Sanders to show your resume. He used to be taking woman bag and passing around a whole day. Passing around, normally can got bag. As a man, you get normally can got bag holding it all day, passing around with him. So the two alcoholic clowns, they're doing disservice to Joseph Boaga government. They are doing the worst. This is the worst. We saw the same thing with Joy Weah and Eugene Fagon. The same thing with Joy Weah and Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon used to get drunk and go on the show. Eugene Fagon used to get drunk and go to the ministry and talk foolishness. The same thing. And the same thing we see in Jeremy Pia and what the other one is. And that other bad total. Don't believe bad boy. What you mean? Daniel Sanders, that other alcoholic clowns. Both are alcoholic clowns. If we have, this is the lowest I've seen the Ministry of Information in most recent time. That they can't communicate anything, they can't articulate anything. When you state facts, they come there and insult and attack you or whatever it is. Unprofessional people. And I say, I challenge Jeremy Pia, the challenge is still open. Let Jeremy Pia, look, Jeremy Pia try it. If I bring a history also on Facebook for the 6 years while you were doing Philadelphia, he will never, when he pass around, he will be careful. He will never ever in your life talk foolishness to people. So those two guys are alcoholic clowns. Don't take them seriously. They are destroying Joseph Boaga government. They can't articulate any position. They go on shows, they're drunk. They go to the ministry of, they're intoxicated. That's why every time they want to attack people, how's a professional man, you go somewhere and you drunk? You just talking things that don't make any sense. You incoherent. And you as well take seriously. So yeah, Charlie may be an answer where many people, man. And he's a serious bona fide liar. Anyway, Mark, is up to you before we go to we'll tell it what to Milburn. Milburn, right after Mark, please take over so we can go to the news bulletin. We'll get back and get into the politics.
Yeah, we'll get into the politics because you can call in drunk, but you know that's politics. You dangle the idea out there and somehow it becomes gospel when people subscribe to it. When people are speaking, the problem in this modern generation, people don't pay attention to detail. They want soundbite. And that's where the problem is. When you go back to the interview of Mr. Cummings on the Spoon Network, which I don't support, because I cannot be calling Stanton a convicted criminal and go sit on his platform. I don't know. That the same thing talk about decision making and making smart choices. But he chose to go there and he was there almost for like an hour. But the idea is the big point, the same thing we did with this whole thing about gay accusation, wherein Mr. Cummings is having a conversation with Mama, they let Mama did their kid, and they took one line and made a doctrine out of it. It's the same thing I'm trying to duplicate here, because that's not what he said about a lot changing in the country from the previous administration to the current administration. But like I said, when we come back from the news bulletin, then we'll get into the politics of it. So let me stop there for now. I just want to lay the premise before we get back.
Yeah, but what Melbourne left again for?
Maybe trying to get a team ready before you can transition over.
Okay, Monk, I'll have to leave you for a second. I'm running on a quick stuff here. I'll leave you for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yes, folks, that's where it is. It must sound simple, but there's the politics so they know exactly what they're doing.
Staff 3 officers of the Liberian National Police. One of the officers is currently undergoing surgery at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, and the police, in self-defense, they was able to shout the guy, and when he was taken to the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, he was pronounced dead on yesterday. So let's talk to our witnesses who were on the scene when this incident took place on yesterday. Brother, what's your name?
I'm Alfred. Yeah, I came in.
What's your full name?
Alfred.
Was you here yesterday when the incident took place?
No, I was here in the morning when it began.
You were here when it started?
Yeah.
What did you observe?
But I was sitting, when I came to put my things outside, the mannequin, the pieces, I get a black jeep.
Okay.
She came, she wanted to carry in the hospital. Now, whatever they came to talk about first. Because yeah, when Pompey, they came for the meeting, they thought I had to carry in the hospital. Okay. So in the morning when the girl came, she went to the door, she tried calling Matthew never went to answer. So even when I helped her to call Matthew said he can't open the door, I left. Then still on Pompey big brother, which is Lafia, he called the girl. Say, oh, but get the phone to face, oh, my man, you're talking to the girl, but the girl take the phone, so he see me. He said, but then get the phone to that big, then he called Babo and Taliban, so they'll persuade the man to put you in the car. Okay. Yeah. So when I call Babo saying all the time. I called Taliban key. Try to talk to the man say, nobody will go around, nobody will go to the door. The heart would left. So when we left, the man went to the ERU base to get officer attention there because of it, they can't do it like that. When they post it, they get manpower there.
You'll be here?
So they never send nobody. So when we coming, I said, but then we go call my friends there to help us, and you know, maybe they can hold in for them.
Oh, the police told you that they don't have manpower?
The ERU base.
Okay.
They will not get manpower, that's what they said to us. So we came back. Okay. So I said, but let me get some of my friends there to help you to put them in the car. So we bring them in, and then try to open the door for my video to come and get in the car. My video, this kitchen there, so everybody run away, you know, nobody came with a weapon for him. Everybody only trying to save him.
To persuade him.
Yeah. So when you pick up the net, everybody run away, say, but the man get net, we can put it. And before we kill the man, we tell him, my vision get mark on his skin. He will not get no scraping mark because he not do nothing. Okay. They came for him to go to the hospital. After that, everybody give up because the man get net, nobody won't go around him. I left. But I say everything was over now because the man refused. I left.
But were you here when the police arrived? You were here when the police came?
No, I go face somebody else.
Oh, okay. So that's the only thing
you know. When I came out, the next time I came and see the police people already going with the crowd all around here. I don't want to see what my album. Even the firing of the gun, I was not around, you know, yelling. I didn't see people talking about gun firing. Someone pick up one gun shot there. That's all I see.
All right. Thank you. Any other person want to hear that? Any other person here that want to talk? That's how they make our job difficult when the people are not willing to speak. So let me go in the house and show you. This is the house where the late Matthew was living when this incident occurred. So I'm taking you in the house so you see. This is a place. This is the house here. So we go into his door. Okay. So this is a room of Matthew. But the room is cedar. So when they shouting yesterday, this is where they took him. So you can see. So this is a door. This is Matthew door. See on the wall. This is what happened yesterday. The result, the officers of the Liberia National Police who discharged. So this is the house. So the name is George Cooper. This is DNU's online television. We are live here at the home of the late Matthew. The man believed to be mentally unstable. Yesterday he was shot dead by officers of the Liberia National Police. after injuring 3 police officers, leading to 1 officer on a critical condition at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. So you see, I just want to take you around so you see the facility. So this is the house. This is the house. So I'm told this incident occurred yesterday at about 2:58. That was in the afternoon yesterday. So this mentally unstable guy, family members and friends of his was trying to get him to a rehabilitation center, and when the first group came to get him out, he was agitated and then violent, and then he was able to injure some of the first group that came for him to get him out. In that process, they was able to contact the Liberian National Police. The police were contacted. The police came on the scene and tried to get him out. And in that process, he was able to stab 3 of the officers of the Liberian National Police, leading to 1 officer on a critical condition, currently undergoing surgery at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. In retaliation, the police shouting death, and the body is currently at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. So this morning, family members are making arrangement.
Something too about Matthew.
I don't know anything about Matthew.
The girlfriend too. She get me part to play.
Where is she?
Yeah.
Where is she?
We try calling her. She not answering. But she answers. She says she just that. She just feeling like
yeah, but I don't know about Matthew. You all know about Matthew. You're supposed to talk about Matthew. I'm just giving the.
No. You're asking for the stuff that happened.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And so
yesterday.
You read to explain?
No, meaning I was not on the scene. But when the stuff was happening, why make the whole police officer to come over?
You want to explain that on the TV?
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Why make the whole stuff to happen? The girlfriend called.
Okay.
When Matthew started acting like that, she called me as her sister-in-law. She said, Matthew misbehaving. So I said, well then, I'm coming there, I will call his sisters, and then we carry Matthew to the church. We carry Matthew to the church. The grace will come on. So we don't know if that's something that he had Kobasi in or something.
Who is Kobasi?
Kobasi is a musician I just left.
Okay.
So he keep calling Kobasi, and then he's saying, camera on him. Camera on him. So we say, why the camera? And he say, everybody, he see him and go table. I said, the camera on me. So we say, go table. He say, no, I can't go table. And then we carry him to the church. He keeps saying that the girl shouldn't come around because the people using the girl against him.
Who girl?
The girlfriend.
Okay.
The people using the girl against him, so he don't want to see the girl face.
Okay.
So only me used to open the door with my voice. Yeah, I would knock the door. I don't want your brother woman, then you open the door. But she keep running around because the boy don't want to see her. So we went to the church, the pastor advised that she stay on her lane. Meaning saying they already using her face or using her against the boy, she must stay. Okay. So he even told the pastor that they get in her seat, and her brother brought police for me. So we thought that there's something he was saying because he was not to himself. So it was on Wednesday now in the evening I was sleeping. She called me, what happened? You forget about me? I said, no, I've been looking for your number in my phone, but I haven't seen it. So she said, yeah, I went to the mental health center and then to go tell the people to carry Matthew, and then they sent officer people to come get him. So I said, but then why you call us as a family? You're doing your own thing. She said that it's there, but you need to go to the horse because Matthew already stabbed somebody. And I carry the person to carry it, but the person, the condition is very critical, so we have to get him back to GFK. Why in a sense you will be your boyfriend? You related to the police officer, She left her boyfriend here, and then carried the officer to the to Kiali first. Kiali said they were not able to kiss, so they rushed him to JFK. Art business on Kenya last night. Art business here. The PSU people jumped into the place. They start shooting 8 bullets. That's what the one woman said. She was waiting to escape, but I sure they say she went on her daughter campus. She was waiting to explain. Okay, last time she explained everything. She said it. I witnessed everything and I heard all the sound. So that they shoot in his stomach. And then when they finish shooting him, put him in a pickup. But my problem is, why when they put him in a pickup, community people try to follow them, they said nobody should get in a pickup. Yeah. When the act happened, I went to the hospital. When they carried Matthew to JFK, I went in the room. I met Matthew there fighting for him all on him. So the doctor knocked his feet down because he was still fighting to give him injection, no way. Then the officer told the doctor told the officer, say, for my person, they was still disturbing. He getting me hard time, and all officer came and said, oh, when he getting you hard time, you're beating. Yeah.
Officer said that?
Yes. So I said, why are you beating the boy for? What are you beating him for? I had the other officer say, get us. I said, I'm not getting us because of my brother. I had the first step for me also. When I left, I told the friend I was there, I said, I'm going for my children, for already full. When I come back, then we all will go inside to my fish. She said, okay. I said, I'm going to pick up the children. When I went to my house, I picked up the children, grabbed the children, came back, I saw her crying. But when the boy passed us, she was there. She didn't call family member on the scene. She called Kobasi. I met Kobasi in the Titus something because when you go in free body, you have to go march and things like that. I met Kobasi on the scene. I met her on the scene. Family member was not there. I was the only sister-in-law was there.
Only the girlfriend Kobasi was there?
The girlfriend Kobasi were their friends in our year. So when I went there, she held my neck there. I said, what happened? But when we went there, man, a lot of baby already there. They were carrying him. So I thought that the baby she was crying for. So she held my neck, she started carrying me on the side. I said, what happened? She said, my feet didn't make it. I said, then why you call all the house? I started crying. So she didn't call nobody. So the girlfriend, you have to call the girlfriend. And she get things to explain. Because the boy said a lot of things, although he get better problem, he said they get it. Using her against me. Then she stay away from me. When we came to the church, while he was saying, he said, I won't see her face.
So the time you entered, you saw him, you saw the problem,
No, they banished the whole sack. Only the blood because he was in back, so no nowhere. So they banished the sack, and then he was laying there, then he didn't see my face.
He was still living at that time?
He was still living, fighting.
Well, folks, as we await the news bulletin, let's bring Monk back. Sorry about that we didn't bring the news bulletin to you today. I guess the guys are following. I saw this video about this guy and mental health and so forth. More reason why we need to invest in training in our country. More reason why we need to invest in research, serious-minded people. More reason why we need to take the country seriously. More reason for that, because there are ways you can deal with people who having a mental breakdown. And one of the ways is absolutely not taking them to church. It's absolutely not. Church is not even in the equation. So those of you who have been taking mentally ill people to church or so forth, you have been doing wrong. You have been exacerbating the situation. You have been making it worse, in other words. You have been making it worse, and it's a problem by itself. It's a problem by itself. So talking about the carrying to the church and to do the one, to do that one, no. That's why you need to pay serious-minded people, professional people, politics aside. They can't help. They can't help they all. And some of us can definitely help to put some structure and some organization, create some serious plan that the government will follow nationally and be able to do what it's supposed to do. But I love Liberia enough, but my love for Liberia does not pay my bills, and I'm not going to do anything corrupt. I'm not going to sell my birthright to anybody. So if the Liberian government needs my service or my services, you will pay. Yes. You will pay for it. You will pay for my time. You will pay for everything. And I will definitely be willing to work to help my country. Outside of that, I will be doing my work different place. Because when I went to school and I got student loans from me, I didn't go tell the white people say I love Liberia, so your people mean school. No. When I want to eat, I don't go to the grocery store and say I love Liberia, so you please give me grocery. No. When I want to put gas in my car, when I'm paying my mortgage, when I'm paying other bills that I have to pay, I don't write them and say I love Liberia so much, so and it pays my bill. No. So when you want good and quality service, you pay. So yes, we know what it takes. We have the expertise and the professionalism and everything to help write something. That's why when the job we had led government came out with that foolishness when the people came out that time, the Ministry of Peace so tired and go write that. They went copy and paste all bunch of foolishness and put it together and say, oh, and I didn't want with help in the country to help with the rape and the abuse and the mental health issue and the Zogo business, all that foolishness. And we came, and I was one of the very first people I told you I said it would never work. And I'm saying it never work. Because the people that who you even brought to do it, they have no knowledge. Who tell you said that passing around opening, I hear people talking, oh, and they got to provide psychotherapy. Because you hear people saying psychotherapy, so that means ejecting is applicable anywhere. Ejecting the how it works. You guys really think that how you would deal with this Zogo business or how you would deal with it? You really think that? Someday I just sit and I just laugh, I just look at you guys. Because you're wiping off the next generation without even knowing what you guys are doing. You have no clue the impact. Like I said, like Donald Trump or not, I don't support Donald Trump politically. But when Donald Trump came in very first term, one of the very first thing he did, they invested billions and billions of United States dollars to fight drugs and addiction. And it has to be done holistically. Let me say it again. It has to be done holistically. Not getting one rehab center and somebody use it as a means to run political campaign. You get another rehab center. You told you that it must be done. It must be a government initiative to impact all of the counties at once. That means the Ministry of Health will be involved, Ministry of Youth and Sport, gender, even the Ministry of Justice, the police, the LDA, everybody got to be in a call. There has to be a program that is well structured to be able to help. I see somebody asking me who foolish. That foolish thing where Pisota presented a job we had at that time from the Ministry of Health. I got a document when it did. Unfortunately, the document was leaked to me a few days before the conversation, and I read it. I said, "Well," I told the person, I said, "I will go ahead and say to President Georgia that it would not work. It's not realistic." The first thing we were even focusing on there was DNA machine. What kind of the thing I want to say, I don't want to say, because if you don't know the plan right now, if you ask me about engineering thing to drive plane or to do computer work or engineer, I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to say and fake it and lie about it, because that's not what I was trained to do. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. I was trained to work with human beings, businesses, or whatever it is, and that's what I know how to do. That's it. So that's my area of expertise. So I can do best in that area. I'm not going to pretend like I can work with people who would do maybe, let's say, engineering things, or I will force myself to go understand geography or mining or the other. No. No disrespect to them, but that's not what I do. I stay in my lane and I respect myself.
Yeah,
so if you want somebody to do something good, like this issue, that this video that we're watching, then you get the professionals in that area to execute, and you pay for it. It's not free. You pay. What are you talking? More go to the politics quickly.
Well, concerning this issue, I think you said it all. When it comes to health and human services, that's just why it is. You need a holistic approach. I don't know our leaders, they don't pay attention to the news happening around the world, or they don't follow the politics. Because I think when you can pay attention to these things, you will know exactly what happened. Like you said, it's a holistic approach. It's not when reacting to one situation here and there, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's about logistical support. Like you said, in America, the first thing you do if most of the drugs coming from Venezuela or you're coming from Mexico and Colombia, then you got to close the supply chain before you can see your border. Why you been seeing the news feed? All the boats that transporting drugs in Venezuela, the U.S. got an entire aircraft carrier over there, pumping them out of the water every day. Because if you want to stop the drugs from reaching to mainland America, you got to go to the source, the supply chain, and where you disrupt first. And that's what the president is doing. But you got law enforcement at the bordering, at the illegal crossing checkpoint. You can't even pay them decent wages. And you telling me you want to fight drugs in Liberia?
You take few people, you give it to them. You say, oh, the fighting Johnny ever to fight. You're not ready yet. You arrested people who brought drug. Allegedly, that other lady that they arrested that time that was in connection with some Nigerian guy that brought drug. Allegedly, she not in the country anymore. She say not in Nigeria. And you really see her for truth. There must be a holistic approach, and the holistic approach got to be stern, firm, structured, and organized. No going around the corner. No going around the corner. You cannot fool around with it. But you guys are not disciplined to do that. You are not. So somebody come and start to put some discipline in place. They will start on money. So for me, like I said, I can only do consultancy work while I do it. You call me, I do your piece of job. I provide what I provide. I'm out. You tell me, I want no hyena and no criminal there, so somebody can harm me or poison me or do funny thing. I'm not part of that level. I beat ball. I don't operate on that funny level, yo. Because you're not serious, you're not ready for, you're not like good people. But I kind of Alexander Cummings and his
Let me get one last point within a minute before you transition, right? That's why we keep talking about the law enforcement officer, about them being paid and being a target. You know, one thing I understand about law enforcement, when you really pay attention, the way the society treat law enforcement and how they react to situations, because don't forget they are human beings too. Recently, we have been seeing police officers getting run over by cars, people attacking LDA officers. So when the police is called into your community, they're going to start profiling your community. They come in there with the force. The least thing you expect a policeman will end up killing you because they believe that life is at risk, right? We saw what happened in Corwell. We saw what happened with the car driver. The other men dragging the police officer because they themselves they are afraid for their life. They are only executing a job on a daily basis. So when they believe that their life is at stake, they will use the most aggressive force because it's just normal for human being to behave that way. And it's becoming all too common in Liberia because I heard they say some people say he had knives, some other people say no, he was wielding a machete, he even injured, I think, a couple of them. So how do you expect for them to react? It was just an unfortunate situation. But go ahead, I just want to put that part in before.
So let's come quicker to the politics. We'll talk about these things tomorrow. Let's come to the politics. Monk, I agree with your point that you made. The environment in which Mr. Cummings chose to do his interview, I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, I got nothing against Senator Witherspoon. It's not personal. I just feel, and honestly speaking, I can go on Spoon Talk, but Stanton will not be there. I go on Spoon Talk. No way. Unless he go and faces a crime. He paid for his crimes. Then we can start talking about that. As long as he's still a convict and has not served his time, or the case against him has not been dropped, or it has not been resolved, in my honest view, no serious-minded group of people should be sitting on the same platform with Stanton. He asking a question, especially about things that has to do with corruption, stealing, integrity, and moral. We're sending wrong signal. Mr. Cummings chose to go there. I'm in total opposition with that. I don't think it was the right place to go, but again, not a political party. They have rights to do that. They can do what they want to do. Does it make it right? It does not make it right. We condemn Joseph Boakai from sitting on our same platform to collect money, to propagate. We say it was sending mixed signals, it was sending wrong signals, and so forth. Today, Mr. Cummings went to the same place. I condemn Tiaran Gonglo. We condemn other people who project to be integrity people. We will condemn Mr. Alexander B. Cummings for going there. Yes, we don't go behind the hall to talk. We don't gossip. We're not gossipers on the show. We say as it is. Whether you like it in business, you're not like it in your business. You can say it the wrong way. We condemn it in all terms. And Musa Belede going there, we condemn it too. So you can say your opposition, you want change, but you're using the same means that the other people who came, because these are signals that you start sending. You can't, let me say this, you can't just do anything to win. No, you cannot. You can't just do anything to win. Because when you do anything to win, that means you must pay a price.
Oh, yep.
And that's why it becomes a problem. When you hear Joseph Boakai saying, why you people saying, oh, Joseph Boakai were the only means to get rid of Joey and I want to support him. No, that's not the truth. That is not the truth. That is not the truth. Everybody who making that excuse, they are ashamed to say we made a wrong choice. We apologize. They don't want to say it that way. They say, oh, he was the only one at the time that could remove Joe Weah. No, that's not the truth. If you want to remove Joe Weah and you take that same energy you put behind Joseph Boakai and you put it behind somebody else, the person would have won. That's what it is. You chose Joseph Boakai because you felt you were probably going to get your way.
Yep.
And you are not getting your way, you are mad. You saw it in front there. You know the problem is you're not even honest, even in your confession. You're not even honest in your confession. You're not able to man up or woman up and say, I made a wrong choice. Like someone always say, hey, I will say it today. I will say it today. Let me say it to you today. Let me say it to you today. I regret supporting Darius DeLong. I take full accountability and responsibility. I regret supporting Darius DeLong in the election. Darius DeLong has proven to be a disgrace and a crook. I regret it. And I got no excuse to make. It's a shame on me. My political decision to support Darius DeLong was a big blow and a mistake to the Liberian people. I take full responsibility. I should have never supported him. I should have either sat out because Thomas Fala was not even better. So I could have just sat out and maintained my independent position. I supported him. He brought disgrace to all of us. So I said to the Liberian people, you're sorry, yeah? And I had made no excuses that the only person that could have defeated CDC that time. So I was forced to support him. Nobody put gun to my head to support him. So moving forward, let's get to Mr. Alexander Cummings' message. I think I hear somebody saying, oh, Spoon get a bigger platform. You're not serious. I know you're not serious. Most of you are not serious. You know, sometimes we count on the internet. Many of you don't even do your research. You don't even understand. You don't know what's going on behind the scene. You don't get it. Spoon King with fakeness from day one. He has maintained that fakeness and he sold the fakeness to you. And he got that fakeness in him. And you are bought into it. Your brain now agree to it. It's just like a slave. It's just like the Stockton syndrome that we're talking about. Monk, you and I were writing about it all the time. In 1973, 2 bank robbers went to a bank to rob the bank. They kept a couple of prisoners in jail. They treated them good. They bought them food to eat and whatever it is. The prisoner then, when the police came, the prisoner then wanted to go. They said they let it captive.
Yeah.
Spoon has agreed that he would. Let me tell you something. Let me say it to you today. He will never change. I'm telling you today, he will not change because it's not in him. The fact that he cannot even admit that he is wrong. The fact, when the last time he told you what he did to the American government? When the last time he took accountability? And he can still call himself CEO, or call him CEO on the show, 1 minute he CEO, another minute CEO. That joker, then that means that means also be on the same level. That people. I really long time from this. I already know what time it is. I've been providing that criminal. I ain't got time for him. That's serious minded man. He's not a serious minded man. I can say it to you. And anybody who go around, he will use you temporarily and drop you. And that's what it is. But let Joseph Boakai dropping. But let's get to the issue of Mr. Cummings. I think Mr. Cummings' message was clear. I think Mr. Cummings came out a little different and forceful this time around. My only problem is this is politics. You want to say something, you say it. And I want to say to Mr. Cummings and the ANC people, the days of you guys playing cool and playing soft, this is not church. This is politics. This is politics. If Mr. Cummings need to use bullshit, let Mr. Cummings use that word. That's not insult. You think uneducated people who don't know how to define word will come and can tell me, say, because I say someone stupid, I mean that cost. You really see what you? That you define the word cost, that you define the word stupid, that you made that word. You know the definition of what it means for somebody to be stupid. Go define stupid. So stupid is not cost. That in la brother can take it as cost. Oh, but let's come to it because some of you can say, oh, and we expected better the men to be moralists or whatever. You learn moral people. You really sure about you? You support Joseph Boakai and you talk about moral. You support Joe Weah, you talk about moral. And like Joe Weah, they dragging on Facebook here for girlfriend, boyfriend, Bennett. You say moral? You want to talk moral? And like Joseph Boakai passing around lying. 1 minute saying you're not worried, you were worry bound to work. Another minute he riding 1.5 million car. And you tell me moral? You tell me say you let somebody who moral? You tell me say the standard guy in La Brother moral? That Mr. Cummings use the word bullshit, so that means Mr. Cummings cuss and the traditional people not vote. The traditional people might not vote for him. They might not vote for him. Your traditional people, then most of them who sold a belly in wheelbarrow, and Jeremiah Kun and Koga, line up bunch of Nima Kante Koroko error there. Anyway, in Monrovia, you do disgraceful thing. You're elder than they rape the small children in the country. You're elder than take it and they go to talk about it. Behind the horse. No accountability, nothing. And you want to tell me about moral? Me and you're not get moral business. Me and Labropo not get moral business in terms of politics. You're not moral people. You don't like good people. You don't like people moral. And so I'm saying it to Alexander Cummings. If you're supposed to use the word bullshit, use it. It's not an insult. It just means foolishness. It means stupidity. It means it doesn't make sense. That's why I mean, go define the word. You think because you know how to define word and you take it in labor as insult, so that means that insult. Cannot insult. Cannot insult. So, Mr. Cummings, you did well by using that word. They probably not Mr. Cummings say I can listen to people. I said it openly. And that mean what Mr. Cummings, Let me say it on the show here today. United Party people call me gay. I was going to go get Joseph Waka woman and care to dinner. I was going to get normally I was going to get what the guy mean. That other paper, better than you. Woman I will kill all of them. I will punish all of your political leaders. When you're moving the next time, you will not come in gay because the easier way to prove to them are not gay now. And you say they are gay, great. They don't look for a way to prove it to you that are not gay. When Joseph Baga passing around with battery in your heart, like what the guy said, Prince Johnson said, with toting battery, and he see me a cartoon coming from dinner, and that battery not fall away, then you know what time it is. That's what you're supposed to do. It is not coming. Leave them talking, trying to express yourself. Oh my, show them men that you big ball. Yeah, pussy. Nobody can allow it. Tell the dinner. What are you talking? What are you talking? Yeah, but some of us there, that's why I say when I declare to support anybody, I will take the professional and the radical route. I will balance your energy. United Party people can be talking fully there. Yeah? Then the Bernard US will be laying in so many hospital. You have been in boo. You have to carry me you to dinner 2 to 3 times. You are chilling. What are you talking? You don't make noise in the time. You saw Bernard first get to me. I will show you that big ball. I will teach you. Your supporter then will behave themselves. CDC people will be talking, say, I get to. Clap we are how we go carry the dinner. Clap we are right in New York. You mad? I'll make clap we are right in New York. And we'll go to the biggest. I don't want to say. You're saying that there and fully people and talking. Are your leader, I will punish. Are your leader, then me, I will go punish. I punish you. Are your leader, I will step my game up. You don't understand that people. And coming has the ability to do that. Oh, yeah. But you'll be playing safe. So, yeah, let's bullshit. I spend with you on that.
They may have an identity crisis. He won't be dead. He's not even comfortable you saying the word bullshit. He was and people don't like I said, when you're on camera, people hate to see weaknesses in leaders.
No,
we don't look, people are looking for leaders, they're looking for crowd baby, they're looking for people who can complain. There is no fair game in politics. If people come at you jump in the mud. That's how you do it. After election, you solve the issue. United Party partisans are nothing but a bunch of bullies. They don't understand any other language but a bullying language. But Mr. Cummings, you want to get a government partial credit. They ask you a simple question. Has things changed? You said no. So because United Party and the perception they want to create out there that you are dishonest, a lot of things has changed, and you are not saying that you want to play politics, which is a lie. Because before Mr. Cummings made that statement, he said something profound. He said, we subscribe to mediocrity in Labro. We got lower standard. So everything for our people, it looked like we are doing something. He gave an example, like painting a ministerial complex. If that's also been an improvement in the country, when you paint the ministerial complex, is that development in your sound mind? But the question they won't understand is, if things has changed, the Labrampo will be the one singing United Party protest around here.
Exactly.
United Party partisan. Because you cannot be the judge and the jury at the same time. So if United Party is doing great, the Labrampo will be the one to testify to Joseph Boaga greatness, not from Charles Lobo or Sandro Johnson or whosoever. No, that's the first mistake. Matter of fact, when Cummings even made that premise, we are talking about the most important thing. We're talking about policy that affect people's life. We're talking about education. Can we say that education has improved on Joseph Boaga in the past 2 years? We talk about healthcare. We talk about commodity price, about exchange rate. We're talking about job creation, foreign direct investment, asset recovery, the establishment of the world economy. I can go on, but Mr. Cummings, I don't know when this guy is in the studio, when he's being questioned, he doesn't project that strength. When we're talking about things have changed, we're talking about when Mo Ali go pour one pipe to somebody or go pour some polythene in water in gallon in 1 big gallon. Is that what we call or economic or empowerment. Is that what we're talking about? When we're talking about transformation, we're talking about economic and social transformation. That's my thing. I mean, what happened to the GSE audit? What happened to the Kappa Colondo? What happened to the ARD for inclusive development? Even Joseph Boaga own arrest. These are the changes we are talking about. But what United Party people want to do now? They want to flip the switch. They want to go to little pet project, like the definition of change. Because what? They want to distract you from the most important thing that Joseph Boaga was expected to deliver and bring it to the little thing. Ain't those little soundbite. And that's just what it's all about. But
So Monk,
yeah.
I see somebody say, the thing where I can talk, people will not invite me as a guest or whatever it is. My brother, I ain't got time for being guest on the show. I'm not looking for attention. I live in a country where you get 300 million people living. If I want attention for children like in America, I will look for attention. I ain't like, bro, you get 500 less than, you get less than 5 million people or 6 million people in like, bro. Attention I still look for in like, bro. You really serious for you? The place where I living in America can come from Liberia 295 million times. I love for attention that on Liberia. You serious? You're not, my brother, you not see me on any show passing around looking for a show? I don't got time for that thing. I'm not looking for attention. Right? I say what I say, and I say. Yeah, before you know there's a comment so do, let me tell you something. One minute started without fully not behind me. If I pass him as a comment, take Katumu Baka and kill the Ghana. What are you talking? You people. Like you all Mama, about you my point. Why you so it's not dig on thing we're doing here. We're talking serious thing. You're talking about so you didn't on dig on level. We're on serious level, brother. And there's another coming sort of punish your man on a social level. I'm being very honest because if you pass around and want to assassinate my character and call me homosexual, call me that one, I will teach you lesson. Or I will teach you the easier way to show to you that I'm not homosexual or your supporters. When I'm rolling with a Jew, then you understand what time it is. Oh yes, you will know. Oh, you don't want to go judge now. You don't want to go decide why homosexual or not because you will be talking time, but you will be talking. And you know what? In politics, any news you make that news. In politics, any news you make that news. And it's important for you to be in the news. So the ANC people need to get that. You see, I see they feel that they got some momentum. They're not even able to sustain or maintain the momentum. They're passing around, jumping around, they're confusing themselves, whatever they get. United Party people want to distract them, sedition want to distract them. The other people. No. Like I said the other day, I'm open to consult with anybody. Any political party I'm open to consult with. You will pay for my time, that's the only thing. And that's free. And I will bring you professional consultancy. I will also bring you social consultancy. Oh, I can do both because I was trained to do that and I get to fool around. I'm not going to waste my time. So that my only advice to the ANC people, you stay focused. Mr. Alexander was brilliant, but like you said, Monk, he needed to be definite about some things. Don't play with some things. The politics here. I like the fact that he made this conversation about the Liberian people and creating jobs. That area that let him focus in that area. We can expand on it if we were called on to help. We expand on it, create strategy around it, promotion and things like that. But at the same time, too, stop explaining yourself by that gay thing here. Show them that you're gay. Show them. Show them, Pepe. Ain't talking.
Go ahead, Mebon.
Joe Paz will be making now. Mebon, talk. You the big one. What you say? Go to
no problem, Chairman. You know, let me tell you, today is a day because you're enjoying today, so no wahala. But let me be frank. You know, in politics, I will not take your advice, the other advice that you're giving to the political leader of the ANC. I think, yeah, that one, social advice. But socially too, also, the man have to be careful because he can also, you know, have something to do with his character. But let's move on with, yeah.
Man, you put a character, man. They put them in a country that are president get character. Joseph Bola get character. Joe, we get character.
But it can be the same. Like,
no, I'm asking you, Joseph Bola get any character. Joe, we get any character that you can prove to me that wants to be a leader for that country. Lead that story, man. You lead a character book and either, huh? Lead that story, yeah, character thing. That a hypocritical thing we can talk about. You go and elect people with all moral, all standards, nothing. You leave a man who came to the table with everything that you need. You reject that to go elect morally bankrupt people, and you can't want to sing character song. No, we're not playing no character. We will punish it. You see Donald Trump in the country? You see Donald Trump in the country? Why Kamala Harris were passing around? And Donald Trump was in court for storming down here there. Ain't the ranking win. Leave that thing, man. The politics you're talking about, not church, not religion.
Cool.
That's where
So you send me, send a politics, and you send me
the church people in our country, most of you, the church people in our country, you got no standards. You're double, you got double standards. You're medicine people. You're saying, God, lead that team, man. I said that the advice I will get to Mr. Cummings, and I stand by that. Mr. Cummings will also punish Joseph Boakai, Benana Yue, normally can three people in solo position. I stand by it. You think I was say what
let me say my own. So let me say mine, Chairman. Actually, that's your own, but when it comes to politics, like you say, or maybe some of the people here, they are cooks there. I agree with you. And even all of the people today that are also cooks and this and that, they are into all of the political parties. So it doesn't mean that because most of the people they are cooks and this and that, so other people should join them. No. So for me, I stay with Honorable Cummings. They continue to keep his character clean.
Yeah, the man, yes, if the man made me advisor to Cummings, they made me advisor to Cummings. I will tell Cummings the thing to do. What thing? I will tell him to do it.
So when it comes to the metates, let me go to the metates and that of the other ANC and so forth, right? On a very serious note, I think ANC still have to do more. They have more work to do. Apart from Mr. Cummings moving up and down, doing this and doing that, the other ANC, if they want to be seen in the country and they want to be the few days, at least the few days, people know now that in fact that ANC is around and they will be able to connect with the Liberian people. But yes, advice, Steve, with the politics. And Mr. Cummings, Mo was saying something about Mr. Cummings' style of politics. You know, Mr. Cummings used to be hardcore politics. That was really giving you tough time.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Cummings very soft. Let's be frank. That one. You know, in Liberia, you
have to be hardcore politics. You join that from what you want.
In Liberia, you have to be radical. As long as you
are say, apropos radicalism, you say no. He might not do anything. What is it?
Follow the message. During marching, one example from the Mekem, I think it was 2023, right? When that retired something stuff happened, what happened? The man, in fact, he was very confused. He said, "You leave," you know, because they may trust the people and say, "Okay, let's make the budget and let me do this." And in fact, let the party give the money so that people can go ahead and do whatsoever thing for that day. But what happened on the day? The money got missing. They may all shocked. So, my brother, there are people that you will find their lifestyle is far different. That's why even when you have child, you know, between the two parents, you will notice that one parent will always be that kind of, you know, heart and so forth, and the other one will be cool, you know, and that's just the beauty of life. So for me, Mr. Cummings, but you have to do more because politics is not a joke. Politics is not about and this and that. But all before I conclude, for me,
I think we're getting the conversation and take calls on this subject matter tomorrow because the time is almost. We can take calls and talk about it.
No, we can take calls. Maybe that tomorrow now.
So, but Melbourne. Let's
before I go quickly, let me just say this to other ANC people and to you also, so that maybe they can carry as a advice. Maybe Mr. Cummings now they can start rallying around how to form or maybe how to get a robust coalition political party that all of them that they will come together with that will be suitable for the change that they want. Because people are now accusing him of with the government and with opposition. So that's what I wanted to say. So that's it there.
Okay, then we can expand the conversation in terms of what you just said regarding you see, some of you now are calling for Mr. Cummings to collaborate or whatever it is. I think it's too soon. It's too early. Let the ANC people focus on building themselves, solidifying the party, bringing the party together, and making sure that they have what they need to contest for the next election. You see, the issue about collaborating, I think that was the mistake that Mr. Cummings made earlier on. Some of us said it with the CPP team from the beginning last time. Many people never listened to us. We took the hardcore line and said, Mr. Cummings should not go into any arrangement with Joseph Yuma Boakai. And Joseph Yuma Boakai cannot lead any ticket because he just came from the presidency. And these are facts. These are facts. So the ANC needs to focus itself on solidifying the party first thing first. They need to provide some clarity on some things. They need to have a fixed agenda. Let me tell you something. They need to synchronize their communication. I'll be honest with you. You can't, let me say this. In politics, you can't be passing around defending and clarifying what your political leader has said. You can only expand on what the person said. For example, I see United Party doing that. When Joseph Baga said they want to say the party, they didn't need to say it the way. That's not what he said. You're trying to clarify. You honor your political leader. If your political leader says so the political leader and the party stewards, they need to have a fixed set of communication that they carry out. If they want to focus on creating jobs, let it be the communication that will create jobs. What they can do for the Liberian people. You can't do everything and you can't talk everything. You got to focus on one thing that will grab the people. For example, when Donald Trump came to power, what did Donald Trump say? Ain't say make America great again. That's it. They make America great again. There are different areas that he wanted to touch. He wanted to talk about tariffs. He wanted to talk about taxes. He wanted to talk about this. But at least everybody knew the term the party as MAGA. So when you come to the MAGA movement, you know what was going on. The Democrats in the country, you tell me today, where are they? They're not on one thing. They're all over the place. So it makes. Look, from a psychological standpoint, it's harder for people to focus. To say, oh, okay, that job we want in the control, then let's go vote for Cummings. But when you're not strictly what you are saying and you're talking different things,
that's what the problem is.
Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead, please.
That's what the problem is. The identity is messages. 1 minute he accusing the cartel of being corrupt, and another minute you are in a coalition with them. 1 minute you want to be soft, you want to say bullshit, and another minute you want to be soft. 1 minute you want to give Joseph Baga credit when Joseph Baga vehemently said that he never knew you, even though you went to the same school. How can you be that? How can you be accommodating to a man like that? Look, let me give Mr. Cummings one example. When the late Councilor Charles Walker Brunsma ready to hit Joseph Baga, he didn't mince his word. He said Joseph Baga is a tribalist with deep-seated hatred for a certain group of people, that he one of those. I think he's the highest paid vice president in history. He didn't mince his words. Why would you want to mince your words? You are dealing with United Party, and it's not only limited to Cummings. It's limited to everyone that want to challenge United Party. United Party people are bullies. Let me give Mr. Cummings one example. In politics, you cannot control the message coming from your opponent, but you can control the way how you reframe it. I will give you one example. When Donald Trump was accused of the Access Hollywood tape about how he grabbed women by the pee, when Democrats came after him because they thought that was the winning ticket, that was the winning issue there, nobody was. Every political analyst in America believed that was the end of the Trump campaign. There is no, because his voice was on the tape. What Donald Trump did, he went for all the women that Bill Clinton raped. The first debate in America, he put it on bench in your church, get it quiet, and told the American people, say, if you think I can carry women by the pee, the woman who I'm contesting again, she stood with her husband when her husband abused her. Matter of fact, he's the only president in history that denigrated the White House, that has sex in the Oval Office. Tell me who's better. That's what we call genius, that's how we call reframing. So you don't know how to flip it, you can't be crying.
Mom,
I gotta read up. Yes.
Mom, what are you talking? This is some of the things that we have said openly. If Mr. Cummings, I'm not saying you should go sleep with him or whatever. Can you imagine the image and how the news will be buzzing if you get party people calling Mr. Cummings this, gay, or whatever it is, and Mr. Cummings is seen strategically on dinner with Joseph Baga wife? You know what that message say? You don't need to tell him that you're not gay again.
Show business, that politics, that optics.
The message is clear. Show business. What are you talking? We're talking about hardcore level of what you take to send some kind of message, some kind of signal, and you're here playing jack. Your thing say, let me tell you something. To win the presidency, bro, you must do something radical and dramatic to win. I'm telling you, y'all be saying that I be playing Yaga.
Oh yeah, you want me to you always end up in church. No matter
y'all be in church. Let me tell you something. Waka what kind of issue on your Waka went and sat down on Stanton show to collect money, or convicted criminal in the United States to collect money. And you want to tell me, say, Cummings can say that. By that time to the United Party, you're listening to the United Party quick, the PCC B-man, the yellow machine that they bring in, the B-man say, according to the law, Joseph Baga didn't bring in lawyer again. They want to tell me more. According to the law, in like the PCC law, because some of our people might not understand. Let me explain to our woman here. You must You must do a billing process. That means different companies they will come and put in, then they will choose the best one or whatever it is. And whoever the people that are responsible to get on that billing process, the PPCC. But you hear what the B-men say. The B-men for PCC say, Joseph Boaga, when they did their own thing, let me put it in LeBron with the mango A. So anything that come on there, they come and steal your money. You listen to it.
We were invited, like Excellency the President, BBC were invited. The President set up a special committee to look at the whole yellow machine situation and process, headed by the Vice President. And in our law, in the PCC Act, that was more like for national procurement. If you go in our Act, PCC participation on the yellow machine trip was more like a due diligence trip. It is backed by the following section of our law. Section 5, that C by G to 2. To maintain integrity and transparency, we serve as an invited observer. We wasn't there to make decisions on who weighed the bill or anything. No. That role we play with what the channel along the Vice President. We were there to advise that particular committee the President set up on the whole procurement process as it relates to the acquisition of the yellow machine. That's what we're there for. And then I believe we came back from that trip, and the Vice President will give to Steve Miller at the appropriate time. But what we say on that for now is the fact that there was a bidding process that was not single source, as we said, but more like a restricted bidding. They invited a couple of companies. After the first money trip to China, the Vice President told why they don't want to finish for a couple of weeks, he also the trip. So invite a couple of companies who could come and get proposals when we go to have a seat. So I want to speak to that part because that procurement process went on successfully, and at the appropriate time, the Vice President will address that issue. Okay? Thank you on that. But that's the rule. We'll get there as an example. We have no voting rights. We have no right to select who becomes the vendors or no. We're there more to guide the government on the different procurement processes as well as to have those equipment will be acquired. That's what we're playing. Now, on the issue.
Well, that's it. Nope, Monk. What say you? PCCC boss say they had no saying basically with anything come from in it. I want him one out there.
But there's nothing new, my brother. We know about it from the asset recovery to all the procurements to the tenure position. Joseph Boaga doesn't have respect for the Constitution. And there's a man or another man who is putting up a challenge or want to give partial credit. No, you either go gutter or you leave the race. If you believe that you don't have the personality for politics, then don't compete. Because why is the essence of competing if you know you cannot win? You are not George Weah, you're not Joseph Boaga. You go into a hostile arena, you want to change the dynamic and change the rule of how you play. You don't play by conventional rules. All the interview I saw, this man, even for Mr. Coming to make statement, he want to give a disclaimer. Like, what they got doing? There's not corporate boardroom. In the corporate boardroom, you're talking about idea, you're talking about meritocracy. If Steve is better than me, they will give Steve the job. This is politics. In politics, you wear a costume. You are an actor because you are competing for popular perception. It's not about logic. It's not about your background or your resume. You are competing for people's idea. It's public sentiment. For that reason, you got to gravitate as to how the voter is going to interpret. You always appealing. You always apologizing. You always giving a disclaimer. My brother, you are still showing weakness. Even saying the word bullshit is so hard for you. You can't even say it. No. When you want to be in politics, people should see you as a fighter and an advocate. Those two things, that's why we prepare your way to success in politics. And I will say again, whether you are chairmanability, whether you are Alexander Cummings, whether you are Tewan Gongo, you are dealing with Unity Party. Unity Party will take one line. You are not dealing with some regular people. So the idea that you can be nice and make your way, you are wasting your time. If you don't have what it takes, then step off the stage. Because every time you keep showing weakness, that while people hate, I said it on this show more than 1,000 times. The one thing the voter hate to see in leadership is any sign of weakness. The moment they see it, you are done. Because how can you be our leader? You cannot even be emphatic on your own position. 1 minute, look at what happened. Our one of those have gone to the idea that Mr. Cummings should play neutral. But neutrality means it's a form of choice in politics, especially when it comes down to the wire. You cannot be neutral in critical moments. You got to pick one. That's why they got the lesser of two evil. One party may not be the best, but if you believe that one is better than the other, then you can pick the one. Even in the American politics, the people who they call independent voter that can take all the shit and mark all the talking point at the end of the day, they will still choose one party. So neutrality in politics is also a form of choice, but an indirect choice. And guess what? The funny thing that happened, all the top people in your party, they went to CDC. So the message is, if the people who are supporting you went to CDC, then you might as well endorse CDC. You cannot claim to be neutral, then your first soldier, your able-bodied lieutenant, all rush to one party. You keep confusing yourself in labyrinth politics, and if you can't get things right, you might as well step off the stage, my brother, because you're not making it any better. You can say all you want, but I don't go. Let me stop.
So more, that's a straight point you've made there. Because imagine George Weah, former President George Weah, provided finances for Joseph Boakar's medical assistant. It is alleged that Joseph Boakar fell and he was sick, and President George Weah flew him out of the country for treatment. And even in that, we are fully aware that Alexander Cummings also contributed.
Oh yes,
to his treatment financially. If Joseph Boakar can come back and never refer to George Weah as President George Weah, refer to him as Mr. Weah. And say Mr. Weah was corrupting the country, but I asking corrupt money, Joseph Boakar took, accepted and benefited from it. Today he's alive. And you, Mr. Alexander Cummings, who has no face to fry in that world, what can you get to protect with Boakar then? Let me tell you something. Weah and Boakar are not your friends. The thing you want to bend there, both of them. So we have one presidency. Joseph Boakar one presidency, and you playing nice. They're not about playing nice. Get the two of them. Because two of them got criminal records. Two of them got corrupt records and behavior. Get it there. Don't play safe.
Steve, let me give you another instance. When it came to the CPP document, Mr. Cummings, if you can rest it and carry on some, if you can do some sober reflection and deep reflection, right? Why you think the framework document issue, right? Why you think they choose to use the word finger? Because in document you say falsification, you can say altering. But if you really decide to use the word finger, because that word carries a negative connotation.
Exactly.
It plays to the mind, to the psyche of people, that when you say a finger means somebody who also a rapist. You don't know that?
That's what it means. Oh, yeah. That's why I don't use that word.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I don't use that word. Because Monk, you see, words are important. That's why you can see United Party people can go report. They can call the station. They can come on here and say, oh, the person said they want. Because when I look at Joseph Boakar and I see all his behavior, instead of Joseph Boakar, he misspoke. I coined the word Joseph Boakar is a smooth crook. That was the first time we coined that word. The reason I coined that word was because I knew psychologically, when you sit back and we appeal to anybody that he can acquire, he can he's a traditional man, but he's a crook.
Yeah.
And the word crook, it means a lot of different things. It means you are dubious. It means you got criminal mind. It means you can be trusted. It means a lot of different things. So, but when you start using words, I said to the people, I will use adjectives to describe Joseph Boakar. I will use adjectives to describe George Weah. And if anybody perpetrate himself as unstable or as criminal, as a crook, I will use adjective to describe you because I understand what it means. I know what it means. I know the audience I'm speaking to. So when the men started using that F word on Cummings and they started calling him criminal, when they knew the case was not going in favor, they started calling him criminal defendant because they always wanted to attach some
for your camera. Yeah, that's the optic, that's the picture.
Yeah,
regular men see always in court. Steve, the psychological part. If the regular voter always see you in camera going to court day in and day out, week in and week out, even if you are not guilty, the perception is you are a criminal because you are always in court.
You already gone out already, Mark. You already going in the mind of the people already. You know what?
Exactly, and that's why they were going on, and that's why they're doing the fanatic kofa. They're doing the fanatic kofa right now, and the rest of the guys, they want to parade them and keep them going or whatever. Now they brought Joseph Boakar in a certain time, couple of times to the court, not for him to testify the first few times they brought him as an exhibition in solidarity with them, so that they can show to the world strategically that even his fellow oppositions agree that, oh man. And then you pass it around and come to your place.
And one thing I noticed, Steve, when it comes to everybody who are their indecision, even the team, Mr. Cummings, you are a political leader for a party, right? And you went through 2 election cycles. You can't even change your team. No, you got to fire everyone. If I'm giving you my money and my resources and I can't get results, I'm changing the whole thing from top to bottom. If you want to project out there that you cannot even change your campaign team or the people within your inner circle, what make you think you will be able to fire people when you become president?
But guess what? Guess what's interesting? Before we go, Monk. Guess what's interesting? Guess what's even interesting? I see them gravitating again towards Spoon. Spoon will drop you again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We are the big boys. We can predict what will happen in our country. Stanton Waterspoon will drop your. You're watching. You're on my. You're watching. You'll be passing around, fooling around. But Monk, I got 2 callers. Let me take the 2 callers quick. Let them contribute for 1 minute call a day. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. We can do it in the next few minutes. Our people say we'll still get our audience in tight, so it's up to you. Yeah, let me. I know my Oma called me, and then my Oma just here in tight. I beg you. I had the first caller in front of you. I beg you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? One minute, please. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Fascinating topic. Look, the dynamic of our politics in Liberia is perception politics. Until people understand it, they will find it very difficult to fit in. When you guys are talking about Mr. Cummings, there is nothing that Mr. Cummings stated that is not documented against this government. But because these guys are visionaries, they want to place Mr. Cummings continuously in the mind that the mind of the people should see him in a perspective. Take, for instance, the living condition of people. They just told you just last week that Liberia is the second hungriest nation in Africa. And it's documented. Cummings did not make that up, but because it emanated from Mr. Cummings, he stated here, so they portray him. You got a jungle you were talking about as an information minister, question Mr. Cummings, what did he take, what did he smoke, or what did he drink? Meaning you want to portray Mr. Cummings as a drunk, as an alcoholic, or maybe a drug taker, and it should sink in the mind of the people, and people will start to defend it. But nothing Cummings stated that was no author or is not being stated on against the government. Those are reality. So he had nothing to take back, and he got to be on the offense, not to be equivocating here and talking about, oh, you know, we're going to put it Freeman in a different way. You got to be dirty.
Let them keep playing chess. We'll see them later. I'll talk. Thank you. Let me call my Oma real quick. I'll be saying I'm playing chess. I said the first thing Cummings will do and I stand by it. He will take Katumu Bwaka on a couple of dates. I say it, and I stand by it. He should take Yomri Kangalore on a couple of dates, even out of the country. He's supposed to take a wedding, Benin, you a wife at that time on a couple of dates. That foolishness we're going to start. Just sit down there and be playing games. Me? Play that game with me, try and see. Me, that you and your wife be going to cook. That you and your family will be going to cook. I ain't got no explaining to do. The picture there, that y'all be talking. God, you can't call serial man. He's a poor fully tattoo on your cage on me. He's so powerfully tattoo on me. He's all describe me. Yeah, hold on 1 second, Oma. Yes, you on now. You on quickly. Yeah, you on. We on the phone. You on the show.
Just wanted to say, y'all continue to push the message. I feel the same way to some degree. And I'm one of the oldest people on the team. This is tough love, and we have to change Liberia. These people are very intentional and united in their wickedness. Their wickedness to keep Liberia the way it is. They and their children, most of them are 2 and 3 and 4 generation government brats. And then the newcomers that are coming, they're coming and close the door, and they're coming hard. They want to be recognized. This is not a game. All right, these people, they're not going to relinquish power. They're not going to give it to you. Yep. This is not American football to say, good game. You want to go practice and come back. We are dealing with lives. This is politics in the raw. This is war. That's how you look at it. Well, like, it's not a normal place. We are at war. So if you come in, bring your war game on. And I also agree. I particularly those who were in leadership, okay, before the elections, okay, I don't believe that. I think it should be only fair, even if they were working in the United States, to take a step back. Let's get some new faces and new people with new ideas, and we support them. If this is really about Liberia, it's not about us as individuals. So, y'all, thank you for your work. Y'all continue to speak the truth. We came here on the Sktv on Secretary Africa. People were insulting and talking. Some of us were on the ground. Every 3 months, every 2 months, and people weren't listening. So, Mr. Cummings, listen to these people. They're always students and the speak. They're the truth. This is the truth. The only one I don't agree with, I don't think Mr. Cummings needs to go play other people.
You need to do that. You need to do that.
No, you don't
Yeah. You need to do that.
Still, you need to stop.
Okay, my yeah, you will leave it. We'll leave that one. We'll leave that one, my I leave it, my Oma. I leave it. Bye. No, more. My Oma, I leave it. Let me say it, my people. I will talk it very low. So my Oma can get it. Come in here to do that. Yeah, leave that story.
I know, huh?
Look, I'm saying go pass around, sleep with whatever. But you know what it will mean? Just to see that image. More
perception. That how people bring work.
Yeah, man.
In audition, you are an actor in politics. It's a real person after the election.
Yeah, man. Yo, after the election. Look, let me tell you something. That real show business, you got to put business on a show. You have to put on a show. You see, Donald Trump put on the show.
Oh,
You have to put on a show. You have to be very strategic, methodic, and deliberate about the show that you put on. And you know what? Don't go explain yourself. Don't apologize.
No.
I don't let politicians ever apologize. Don't apologize. Some be on this show. That one thing, yo, what? I don't do that apology thing. I don't take bad thing. I'm part of that thing. No. I keep it 100%. Taking it back, making it appear soft. No. So Mr. Cummings needs some tough love. He needs to toughen up some things.
Oh, I will get a lot of tough love on the show.
And Mr. Cummings, let me say that today. Mr. Cummings, if you want to say bullshit, please don't ask for permission. Say it.
Yeah, say it.
Don't say disclaimer. What is disclaimer?
Steve, let me tell you something. Let me say something right on the particular subject matter. Politics. That's why I said when you see politicians operating here, I don't want. I ask myself, why are they doing this? I want to understand the intricacies of what they are doing. Let me tell you something. When it comes to leadership, people believe that because a leader should make tough decisions in critical times, right? The psychology here is people know that sometimes the leader will make mistakes because he cannot be right on all the decisions.
Yes.
But people will choose a leader who can make decisions quicker than the outcome of the decision that he's making. You see the psychology? Even when the leader is wrong, they are still proud of that guy. I can count on him in tough times. He can make tough decisions. They could care less about whether your decision is negative or positive. The fact is, in critical terms, you can make tough decisions. That's how people interpret leadership.
But guess what?
Giving disclaimer, you cannot
guess what?
Contradicting yourself, and then you say, no, it's not.
I will stay on the show today. Guess what? If I were on a team of Musa ability, and I brought that strategy for Musa will carry on that strategy. What are you talking? That people on the road. Come gotta be people. Yeah. You have anything for job. You won't be president of an entire country and a few people. Yeah. So what you need to do? Somebody said, no man, I'm not that. The only thing I dare you, let me tell you something, you gotta structure yourself. That's why nobody fool up. Look, let me tell you something. Nobody on this internet word. Nobody fool with me, especially my friend, man. He'll fool around with me and get away. Yeah? I want to see that man or that woman. They're not born you yet. They're not born that person yet. I put a challenge on to anybody not born him. Oh, no. We'll haul me and you. I beg you. I don't want to see you doing. So, like I said, don't think there. Please show no strategy there. Please. My number, I can put my number in public. People for security reasons reach out of my inbox. I put a number in public. Don't bring that number behind me. I put a number in public. Let me bring number in my camp. I'm not putting number in public. Don't mind no getting the watching the show here too. Don't get who was me. Don't man lap out of me. Anybody be on that level. On that level, people. No. I put my number in public. My brother reach out to me. My inbox. I'll give you my number. I will give my number to my homeboy then. Yeah. My friend man, can my invite have a number? Woman can invite our number. I put the number in public, bro. See that story? I want to know say behind me. I beg you. So hit me up. I will send you my number. Like I said, I'm open to work with any party right now. Strategically, I'm open to work with any party right now. Right now, a free agent. Let me say it on the show. I am a free agent. The only thing when you approach me can't clear about what you want for us to do. What kind of work you want to do? Don't go around in cycles. Don't play any game. I ain't got time for you. Politically, I'm a free agent right now. I'm willing to work with any political party that will come around. I will talk to you. I will talk to them. I'm very clear. I will talk to the political party. I'm free agent politically right now. Very free. Yeah, I'm ready to attach myself to a political party. Because they come in election, but we gotta make no. We gotta bring changes in the time. I agree with you. I'm not agreeing 100%. Everybody on the team has to be fired, but some people on this team has to go.
Yeah.
Also, some people has to go.
Yeah.
Some people on our team got to go. I'll be very honest. Some people got to go, and they got to replace them with new people. So like I said, I'm open. Reach out to me. We'll do consultancy work behind closed door. And please don't bring your dry dog story to me or do it for the love of the country. I don't got time to wait for love of country. That your love of country that you carry somewhere. The man who think like bro, build like bro, love like bro, will see when I'm stealing. I don't got time for think. If you say I love the country, then I love the country, but I'm not gonna do that. Hey, man, call me. I'm still on the show. You calling me? What's going on? Oh man, hold on. One more person calling. Yeah.
They show hard, eh?
Yeah.
With 10 minutes past the hour.
Yeah, but hold on, let me put you on speaker. You gotta go on the show. You're saying what happening? I can post my number on the show for security reasons. What you say?
Hello?
Yeah, you on live, you on the show. What's up? I can post my number in
Thank
public.
you very much, man. I want to just thank you guys. I want to thank my comrade mom. But one thing you guys said, listen, one thing you guys said I agree with. In politics, the reward is not heavy, it's rare on ice. You sit, people attack a political leader, before anything you got to attack back.
Yep.
I can tell you one thing for sure, Steve. I support the CMC. I stand with the political chairman. I support him fully. I posted something a few days ago. I said, anyone, some people from my own ethnic group, they were upset. They start calling around. I said, anyone for that matter, you come after our political leader, you will receive a mail from us. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
We'll talk that after that.
Thank you.
You can't sit in politics, you allow people to play with you and say negative things to you, then you be whining and crying. You don't let the liberal politics don't work that way.
No.
And next show, let me tell you one thing to that for me, Steve. And next show, Honorable Musa ability to go to, if I'm a welfare, I go there. And next for me, I will counter it.
But I go be popular to the left.
I will counter it. So I just want to reassure you, like, even Steve Trump, a political leader, will come after you.
But your political leader said, "Wow, look at him, you're being engaging me." So you never know. If y'all can't rap, I will join y'all because that food never I see other people doing the playing safe. I ain't got. I know that. No. You see that the problem with the CNC people, you're going to get what you say. You slow down. You relax. You bring your body. Yeah. Mama will talk later. I'll send my number. Hear me so we can talk.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, but folks that are there. CDC people, I know a couple of times CDC men, couple of them came my inbox, oh brother, and you get time to talk. You leave all the brother, Benny. Get to the point. You want a number? I'll move my number, let's talk. Get to the point. Start talking, brother. I ain't got time for that thing. Yeah. So CDC people, even you know the party process, they can't straight with talk. I don't have problem with that one. I can talk to anybody think that in the conversation I have with you or I have myself. So folks, mom, let's get your last word before we go. Don't mind me, maybe run away from the show, then you're laughing. Maybe not see your man.
Well, my parting comment remain the same. If you want to be a leader in politics, it's not only like brain politics. In any politics, there are thousands of case studies out there. You don't show any inclination of being weak or being a weakling. When you believe in what you believe in, you say it. You don't have to mince your word. You don't need a disclaimer. You say what you believe. Even if you are wrong, you never apologize. Look, you're not appealing to your children or your wife. You are appealing to a country. It's popular perception. In the case of Labrador, wherein the average person don't look at it and know, you got to be forceful. You got to be feisty. I'm not saying the comment should change your personality, but you got to show strength. You cannot be the guys called disruptive chaos, wherein you want to be the one on the preemptive attack. Anytime you keep explaining yourself, you are showing yourself to be the loser. That's how people interpret. You the one want to be on the attack first. Let Joseph Burger be quantifying your word. Let him be the one playing defense. Then you know you're in business. Why you should be the one always defending yourself on the issue? The people look at one sentence that don't even make a complete sense. Other than or how they call it, Mama did that kid, they make it out of issue. They look at your interview on Spoon. They look at the framework document. No, everything is done. calculated. So why you should be playing victim? We are not looking for crap babies. We are looking for leaders. And to be your leader, you got to be a tough man, my man. You got to step on your game. If you want to attract other people to come on our team and put in the work, you got to show to people that you can do the extra mile. You can't be timid. You can't be sitting down and being so quiet. No, you got to show strength. They say, why the eye sees, the ear hear, the man believe. When people see strength in you, they will master the courage to be on the attack for you. But if they cannot see it in you, my brother, there is no way you can attract people from on the sideline to come and be part of your movement. It won't happen. It got to come from you first. You got to show the way.
I agree 100%, Monk. Folks, we'll be right back tomorrow. Let's call it a day. We got things to do.
We went 15 minutes past the hour.
You can be here all day. Some of you that all you there. But like I said, we here. Reach out to Monk. Reach out to me. We are open to conversation. To be honest, we are. To be very
the CNC leader reached out to me already. So
but I want to say, Monk, you know I know this. To be honest, to be very, very honest, I'm not going to call specific people name or whatever it is. But there's some people that have been reaching out. And especially from the angle of the CMC, I'll be honest, they have been one of the forceful people that have been reaching out consistently. And it's a good thing. It is a good thing. You know, yeah, it is a good thing. So we haven't made our decision yet. We still resting our body, but we'll make a decision very, very soon. And let me tell you, when I take a side, I don't go behind the hall to talk. I don't know. Anything my side do, I stay with my side. You're going to stay on your own side. And don't dare you attack my political leader. I will attack your political leader, not you. And your political leader I will attack for days, for months, and will hold it. Yep. So just so you know. So if I take our side, we'll be inside. Until the election is over, we'll be inside. Even when I take my side, there are people who in my family say, you don't want to speak to me, keep it moving. And I worry about that one. It's not important. When we finish with the politics, after the election, then we'll come back to the table and fix it. Yeah. So, folks, we're open. I'm making an open announcement now.
We know, right?
I am open 100%.
Yeah,
I'm open 100%. That being said, let's call it a day. There's nothing nobody can do about that. I'm open 100%.
We covered ground today.
Tomorrow we'll be back. When I let music I want to play, what ain't going on? Folks are waiting. Let music I want to play. Maybe I know what I can do with the music and play for long. I can't show to play music, so I know. Folks, hold on.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here the premise of them. So welcome and live with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clear body, so